right, man. We are live. Change of plans, change of venue, but the party moves around, right? With Frank.
Yeah, do what you got to do. And I
Here we
want
go.
to really want to thank you for hosting this for us, dude. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all you've done and setting this all up. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, no, likewise, man. Super excited about your project. Super excited for you and Christa, like world-renowned artists. Like I have your art all over the place. Like, I mean, I think every time I see you, man, I'm coming out with some stuff that you have in your shop. So excited to be here, man. Excited to talk about your new project, your NFT project. So you're gonna
Yes,
fill us
sir.
all in that we're
Yep.
doing tonight.
Yeah, we're super excited about that. So the project we got going on is the Battle Bunnies, and
Get rid of this music first, man. There we go.
we've designed over 300 different hand-drawn traits for the project. We put a lot of time into it. We started back in November, and it's been long 10, 12-hour days and nights just drawing and painting everything, getting everything done for this project. And actually, we've been just sneaking in some more traits. So maybe we'll
That's
hit
what we're gonna
400.
do tonight.
Yep, that's exactly what we're going to do tonight for you guys. We really want to allow the community to be a part of this project, to share in the direction of this project, to kind of really help us decide where things go. And we want it to not just be like every other NFT project. We really want the community to help in the development of this, since you guys, without you guys, we can't make this happen. So it's important to us that we kind of do it all together as a team, not just the great team that we have behind this project that's been helping us since day one, but just the community itself.
We want to do what we would want as the consumer, which is kind of what we do at our shop, or our tattoo shop. We always think, like, what would we want if I was looking at an NFT project, or if I was going to a tattoo shop, what would I want to experience? What would I want to do? So.
And you're like going in your shop, any stuff, any events you guys have pulled off, it's always been top notch. So it's cool to see all this stuff. Like, where did this come about? Like, what started with this NFT project?
Honestly, I'm gonna blame our buddy Chris. He's a good friend of ours.
Good time to bring him in now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, since he's not in the channel with us now, I could do all the blaming, and then he could come in and say that's not how it happened. But he had just hit me up, and he's like, "Hey, you ever think about doing NFTs?"
We had been thinking about it for a while. We didn't really know what it was about, but as soon as we heard that you could, put your art on the blockchain or whatever, we were like, "Oh, that sounds awesome!" Because Frank's been into crypto since like the beginning.
Yep, I know, man. So we're live. I think we're live on a couple of our channels on YouTube. We're live on your Twitch. We're going to be live on YouTube another time, on your Facebook. But I think you've built up a Discord community of, like, I think it's been like, it's like going up 1,000 every time I look, right? So it's up to what now?
That's a good question.
6,000 something.
6,000. It was my case in point. It was at 5,000 last time I looked. So, so Discord community is kind of where it's at, and where people get all of the news info outside of this stuff. So make sure that they follow you on Discord.
Yeah, that's important. The Discord channel is probably one of the most important parts of this project, because that's where the community is. Yep. That's where we all share everything every day. That's where everybody talks to each other. All the announcements, where we do the contests to win whitelist spots.
And if you don't know what Discord is, it's an app, and it's kind of social media-esque. It has these channels. And so basically you would join our Discord, which is like our community. And then we have all these channels. Like, we have one just general chat where we talk about everything. We have like announcements. We do giveaways. We have fan art. We have a gallery of my art and Frank's art in there. Tons of stuff. And that's where we will be doing everything.
Super simple. It's just literally like a link to in the button. It's in all your profiles from wherever we're streaming now. We'll get sure that it's there. It's simple, right? But these guys can actually, anybody that's there can actually interact with you guys. There's the whitelisting, right? Explain what whitelisting is, I guess, and giveaways.
So I'll give you my I guess a little explanation on the whitelist. And if you have more questions about it, I know we got guys that'll be here with us later that could really explain. But essentially, there's phases to, as we launch this project, there's going to be phases that people could get in to mint or buy an NFT. And so the whitelist is limited to a number of spots, and that really allows people to get in before everything goes public.
It's like a pre-sale.
Essentially it's like a pre-sale or pre-ICO.
Before everybody else gets in on it, you can get in on it.
Right. So join now, get giveaways, whitelists. We'll explain all that stuff later. And then you got some special guests here tonight too, right?
I do. I absolutely do. I'm excited that they're able to join us.
All right. We want to, where do we want to start first? We want to, with the super secret Jesse Smith.
Yes. That's not so super secret anymore because you said it.
There you go. Well, his name said it too. What's up, Jesse?
How's it going?
Great. It's going great. It's good to have you here, buddy. Glad you could join us.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You look familiar, man. Were you on some like commercial or TV show or something or what?
Yeah, I was on a herpes commercial.
Oh, yeah.
For herpes meds.
Yeah, I paid special attention to that.
Yeah, I was on 2 seasons of Ink Master, which is kind of like a herpes commercial.
Might as well be.
Might as well be. And then I did a couple seasons of this show, Ink Master Redemption as well. Yeah, I think last time I was on there was 5 years ago. So.
Yeah, you tried to get me on that quite a few times.
Yeah, I did. You were trying to get on there at one time.
Yeah,
we almost made it that one time.
No, I was in.
I couldn't do it, man. You would have done great on there. Your anxiety would have went through the roof.
Yes, that's exactly why I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was a crazy experience for sure.
So you want to tell them a little about the project you're working on, and then maybe we could talk a little bit about what we're doing together.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, I've been tattooing for about 24 years now, and about 2009 I started getting kind of bored with just doing kind of little critters and stuff like that really didn't seem to have any depth to them. So I created this fictitious continent called Carchaeus, which is basically a continent that's located off the west coast of the Galapagos Islands. And it's been hidden from everyone for the past, couple centuries by, the kind of the deep state / pharmaceutical companies, stuff like that. They've been using it to kind of do a bunch of experimenting and just do a bunch of nefarious stuff. So in 2009, I kind of shot down to Ecuador for a tattoo convention, and I ended up discovering Carchaeus or rediscovering Carchaeus. And ever since then, every tattoo that I've done is essentially kind of illustrating what I saw while I was there. And so I've been doing that for about 12 years now. Every tattoo I'm doing is building a story. We've got maps. We've got kind of like the whole world built already. And when this NFT stuff started coming in, around, everyone started hitting me up being like, hey, you got to get into this NFT stuff. And I was really I was probably like the rest of everybody else. I was just like, man, I don't understand it. It just doesn't really make sense. Why would someone want to own a JPEG, et cetera? And I just kept getting hit up. And eventually I started really putting some time into checking it out and seeing what it was all about. And, realizing how deep this stuff goes and all the potential that's there. I mean, basically, as far as I can tell, once this shit kicks into high gear, we won't even need a Library of Congress anymore because nobody will need to copyright anything. You'll be able to attach everything to the blockchain.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys saw, but today Twitter announced or actually allowed everyone to start changing their avatars into their PFPs, and they're all verifiable at this point.
Yes.
And I imagine that the future of this is going to be across the board. I would imagine that all social media networks are going to be like, okay, well, every single image on social media is going to be an NFT of sorts, so you can show ownership. And that way people won't be able to steal your artwork and share it on their Instagrams and Facebooks and, you know, make money off of you. You know, I've seen a lot of accounts that blow up from just taking other people's memes and other people's artwork and sharing it. So anyways, getting a little off track, but the all of this just really fell into what I had going on with the whole Carcaeus thing. And it was just super exciting. This whole generator where you can kind of see tons of different variations of your characters. You know, you draw 15 eyeballs and 15 noses, and you just get to see every variation. So that was super exciting to me. So I just basically just jumped in head first and started creating all these, you know, the different variations of this character that I've drawn a lot called a butterfly bat. And my project's called Expedition 9. It's located on Furchess Island East, which is in the south west part of Carcaeus. Frank's project is taking place on Furchess Islands West, which is which is right next to me. So, you know, we try to figure. Frank and I have worked together a lot over the past. I mean, I think we met 2010, so 12 years we've known each other.
I feel like I thought it was probably around
Yeah, it was
then.
around there.
Yeah, because I remember it was the first Tattoo La Palooza, or was that 2009?
Yes, 2009.
Yeah.
So yeah, we met in 2009. So that was right around when I started creating Carcaeus. And you know, we've been friends ever since. And you know, we obviously have very similar styles. So you know, our styles just mesh very well together. And we've been, I think it was, I don't remember, it was early 2011 or so, I think, is when we started trying to push on Carcaeus as a group. Remember that?
Yes, I do. I do. Yeah, because everything I started drawing, I started tagging Carcaeus and
yeah.
And then
it kind of lost steam. You know, I think what happened is I ended up getting on Ink Master, and that just really took a lot of my time. What's that?
Oh, I said it ruined you.
It ruined me, man. You know, being on a herpes commercial doesn't work out well.
No. You know what's funny? Talking about Carcaeus, just because you were saying, you know, I jumped in the project with you. I started drawing for it, and I started tattooing these pieces on people. These characters that we were designing for Carcaeus started becoming tattoos on clients. And the very first Carcaeus tattoos I did are actually on Chris, who is our tech man and the guy who he's our partner in this Battle Bunnies project, and is helping us develop it. And we didn't even realize. And one of the first characters is actually a bunny.
Full circle on that one.
Crazy, right?
8 years later.
It's super crazy. And it's also, I think it's really fun when you do have your clients involved in the stories and then they're really excited about it. I mean, that's something that I don't think is possible outside of the tattoo world, you know, is being able to have all these clients that are involved in your story, you know. I think when you do an art, like for whatever, a comic book or a painting or whatever like that, a lot of times it's just not the same situation.
Yeah. And you know what was kind of brilliant too, I think, about it is that a lot of times they were etching their stories. So like when they would come to me with their stories or their kind of character or something that they wanted, like whatever animal or whatever character it was, and I would design it for Carcaeus, but I was essentially telling their story and imprinting it on the land and into the Carcaeus project. So it was cool. So it kind of made them feel like they were a part of the project too, or their story lived in Carcaeus, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what I always tell everybody. They're like, where do you come up with your stories? And I'm like, a lot of times it just comes from sitting with my client and just listening to what they have to say and kind of like throwing little things, you know, when they read the story, they know what I'm saying, but other people think that I'm saying something else. But really, it's a kind of a reflection of the experience that I had with that particular client.
So you guys are so Frank, the Battle of the Bunnies takes place in Carcaeus as well. Is that correct?
Yes, it does. That's exactly, and that's
the land.
That's the land that
they live in.
That the Battle Bunnies live in, and their friends, and you know, which is great. You know, just the fact that we could tie this together and give them a home, and somewhere that they can exist. I think it just adds so much more to the story as things develop, and it also allows us to work together, which I think is important. In this industry, tattoo artists not always have, but I think with me and Jesse and a few other artists, it's really been great for us to come together and always work together or collaborate together to develop everything. And now moving into this space, it's just great to kind of have family in this space as well, to continue growing and supporting each other and working together on it.
And is there going to be some collaboration or collaborative efforts with the communities at some point down the road? I don't want any inside secrets or anything, but
or some point, like not down the road, like now.
Now, all right.
Yeah. So and that's the other beautiful thing. I know Jesse, another great tattoo artist, Javi, who just released his project Bored to Death. It's the Bored to Death Club that really got us all excited and addicted to minting NFTs. Jesse did an awesome collab with Javi on his project, and that one just dropped, I think, about a week or so ago. And once again, we could bring Chris in on this one because he wound up buying the Jesse Javi collab. He was so excited about it.
There he is. There he is.
Where is he? Chris is just all over the place. He's been part of all of this.
Yeah, but I am the proud owner of a Bored to Death Jesse Smith collab. I wanted it, and so I was gonna do anything to get it. I think I've got like 4 others. We've again, it's exciting to see other opportunities for tattooing and kind of engaging with that art in different ways as opposed to just tattoos. I think that's the most exciting thing because there's just so much, right? Like Jesse loves drawing, you guys love drawing and painting, so. Doesn't always have to be a tattoo.
Hey Chris, what do you think about that weapon that I drew for that Battle Bunny the other day?
I think it was one of your it was very Jesse, very Jesse.
You missed it, Frank. I had it, man.
I heard all about it.
I had a wiener zoomed up on the screen like this big.
Did it have herpes or no?
Not that one, no.
Not that one.
Not that, okay.
I was just in
another
the commercial.
NFT drop.
I don't have herpes. I was trying to sell the medication.
I got you. Yeah, you're the actor.
I'm the actor, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they told me it wasn't going to be shown on the East Coast, but it was.
Doing commercials for big pharma medication, yet your whole project is
They fund the expeditions, man.
Oh, okay, all right. Herpes medicine funds your expedition. Good to know.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
So we're getting some comments there, man. You guys have some fans for sure. Here we go.
Yes, I see. It said the weapon must have had tentacles. Actually, that's testicles. It had testicles, correct?
Testicles.
Yes,
Nice.
not tentacles.
Man, I wish I could bring it up right now.
Well, we're keeping Battle Bunnies kid friendly, sir.
Yeah, whatever. Kid, this thing's not. It wasn't erect.
All right, let's move on and let's see what our viewers are saying to us.
Can you read that one? We have a question from Elemental Wielding.
Being card based, land based, RPG play.
Not the game. Let it be in a game.
Okay, let me read the question. What
What kind of game?
Okay, so as far as the game, now we're very open on that end. We have a lot of ideas going around about which direction we want to go. The Battle Bunnies itself, the characters, the weapons, the traits are all being designed in RPG form. The classes of the Battle Bunnies are being designed in RPG form. All the other drops coming after, which I know if you guys have looked at the roadmap, we talk about the samurai squirrels, the medieval mice in the future, and then there's going to be some other cool drops as well. Everything is going to be designed with an RPG style format where all the traits kind of have a ranking where it's different. In a lot of NFTs, they go based on certain trait percentages, which give them their rarities. But Chris,
Ours will have levels.
yes, they'll have levels and qualities, which Chris is doing an amazing job of accommodating us in that situation because he's kind of just let me run with it, and it's not how things usually work, but he's like, I'll make it happen for you. So our traits and weapons items will all have qualities like an RPG ranging from common to uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, and eventually in future drops, we're going to create mythic items. Each of these items will have levels. And
So
so
your bunny will have a level, and these 5,000, they'll all have different levels based on what you get.
right. So rarity that is going to be determined by your Battle Bunny's level.
Just like the start of the game.
Right. So that's where we're
That's
starting it. And a lot of things I think we're designing around it is going towards the RPG format, but at the same time, there's a lot of options that we're open to, and we really kind of want to work with the community moving forward through this year and the next drops and phases of the roadmap, so that way we can really see what the community would enjoy most, and watch the stories develop behind the Battle Bunnies, the friends, the Samurai Squirrels, all of that. And that's going to kind of give us a better idea of exactly where we want to land. Do we want to go completely RPG format? Do we want to, we working with John and talking to him, and we gave us this great idea to that where you can be your Battle Bunny or medieval mouse or Samurai Squirrel. You can be that avatar inside a 3D world, and that's another great option. So we really are weighing all our options now to kind of see where it's going to go. But the creating phase is not going to stop.
We're definitely keeping it in mind, though.
Yeah.
And
John's so really
grabbing
it's
his Oculus right now as we speak.
Yeah, I'm grabbing my Oculus, man. I cannot wait. If that is the option.
Yes.
And if that's the road that goes down, which is super cool. Whole project's cool, but it's cool that people in the Discord and people in the community, the early community, have a chance to be part of the story, right? So, I've been a fan of all your characters for a long time, but it's actually kind of interesting to be part of a story that is yet to be developed.
Mm-hmm. Right. And it's slowly developing. And I had talked a little bit about it in the Discord early this morning over coffee, which is great. That's another great thing about the Discord, which I want to share with everybody. It really is a community. We get up every morning, we have our coffee, we sit there and we talk to each other, and everybody's getting to know each other from all over the world. Everybody's from all around the world. And this morning, I started talking a little bit about the idea of gamifying it and where it goes. But the most important thing that I had mentioned is that we really want this to be a community-involved project. That's why I'm started designing new traits based on what the community is looking for. We want them to be with us every step of the way, because that's a lot of things we would wish we would get out of projects and things, because we have ideas that's like, oh, it'd be great if they did this. Oh, it'd be great. I would love if they.
And most of the time they don't. They just care about money, and they, like Frank plays the Marvel Strike Force, and all I hear is complaining from that whole community all the time about that game and how they're just money hungry. And apparently, like Chris was telling us, a lot of NFT projects, you don't even see the faces of the people who are doing it. You don't even know their names, right?
Yeah, that's very true. And we just kind of want to put ourselves out there and be a part. So it's kind of like a big family where we just all work together, and without each other, it's like that's being together and being a community. That's what's going to make this project succeed. And so we, as much as we know what the future holds, we don't know where the future holds. Here's a question. Okay, so somebody, Nate asked, is there a chance of getting a Battle Bunny that is decked out with all epic gear? Yes, absolutely. So in this project, we have 6 sets of the gods and a couple other legendary and rare sets.
We got a secret one.
Yeah, we got a secret one too.
We're
We probably
holding
might
out.
have some other secret ones too. So yes, there is a chance, and the idea behind that is if you get a certain set of the god or a full epic or legendary or rare set, that it actually gives you bonus item levels, because the chances of getting a full set of armor. So we do have this set of Loki, the Norse god. A lot of these sets are based on Norse and Celtic gods, obviously with the whole Vikings and Valkyries theme behind the Battle Bunnies. So if you happen to get a set of Loki, the chances of getting all your items being part of the set of Loki is super rare, and would add give your Battle Bunny that much more abilities and that many more levels. So there's some cool stuff that we're tying into all of this. You can read questions. Anybody else got anything to share about anything? Oh, yeah.
Somebody's asking. Someone said get your glasses, Frank. So it's hard to. The screen is shrunk. So in your defense, it's hard to read the stuff. But the characteristics of the NFT and gameplay sound a lot like Axie Infinity. How will this be developed into a AAA game that surpasses Axie? And when will you guys thinking of hiring game devs? Lots
yeah,
there.
I can probably tackle some of that because I at least know Axie Infinity pretty well, or have seen some of the different mechanics of Axie Infinity, and I think that's partly where we could go. I think so. Kind of what Frank was talking about in terms of rarity and kind of levels. All the NFTs have set rarities of items, chances to have items. The beauty of kind of the RPG like mentality and kind of saying these items are common, mythic, rare is I was able to then just use that as rarities. So ultimately your Battle Bunnies level is very consistent with how rare or unique that Battle Bunny is. And then there's a couple situations where, like Frank was saying, where if you have two matching weapon sets from the same god, it gets kind of extra stuff. The thing with Axie Infinity is there's like breeding. There is, kind of your JRPG mechanic where you kind of battle. So I think all of these directions are possible, but it's like, what does the community want? What are people passionate about? As much as I love Axie Infinity, they're really good at what they do. So there's pretty much no way we couldn't just end up as a Axie Infinity clone, right? Whereas in other places, we can kind of pave our own road and kind of, really, the hope is that we're able to have that, like I think John and Frank said it, is the Battle Bunny really means something to you. That be your Battle Bunny. And I think, Axies kind of have that, but since you have to have three, like, I don't think, hopefully more people can kind of say, oh, I'm my Battle Bunny, or I'm going to be this Battle Bunny. And that's like that trade out system. So it's more of a singular like Battle Bunny that you're really invested in, that you're really like saying, hey, he's got these skills and these traits. But yeah, there's some of this stuff is community, Frank, John inspired, I would say.
Yeah. It's a very, it's open-ended in a sense. I mean, there's a vision and there's a world we want to create. But I think what you're going to be able to do inside this world, we're going to utilize the community to help us decide what they would love to do in this world. And I think that's the direction we're looking to go. And I know it says, when were you guys thinking of getting game devs? And I think we have access to a lot. We have a lot of access to, I guess, the teams or what we need to develop it when we need. But it's picking the right person for the job. So just hiring people to have them on board, but you don't know exactly. It's like you always want the best person for the job. The same thing we always did in our tattoo shops, right? We have different artists who specialize in different things. And when a client walks in and they're like, "This is what I'm looking for," it's like, well, oh, we got this guy. This artist is the one who's perfect for it. This is what he specializes in. So I think when it comes down to growing our team, it's going to be about bringing on people who are specialized in what we're looking to do. It's kind of like us working with John, which I don't want to talk too much about, but, he's working with us on the next phase of development. We do want to keep a lot of things a surprise for now. And, but we know that John is amazing at what he does. And so we're working with him on that next step. And so as we move on, we'll find and bring on the people that we need, especially for what we're looking to do.
Cool. We got some pre-questions from the Discord community, I think, in here. So I guess this one's what we got. Frank, how is it working with your wife?
It's a give and take. I think we love working together, but it's like any relationship or any marriage, right? And then sometimes we both have ideas that clash. And then
It's been remarkably smooth.
it has though.
I think
Yeah.
because we're both so excited and into it, and we're both just open to whatever works best. We're not like, oh, it's my way. You know, we don't get upset. So it's been great.
Yeah, we're just so super passionate about this project and seeing it develop and grow and just
This is what we want to be our main focus from now on. So
Well, you both have been heads down for how long have you been drawing all these different trends? 5,000 different battle bunnies, right?
there's 5,000 which are generative, so we didn't draw all 5,000 battle bunnies. But it is all
true, over 350 something
traits painted, rendered,
backgrounds.
Sketched. Backgrounds. It was a lot. So we started in November, and it's been
every day,
nonstop.
all day that we're not at the shop, we're working on battle bunnies.
Yep, and you can tell, man. You can tell. It's great. Another one is I guess, why do you guys love background so much?
Okay, that's me. Yeah. I think I got into designing backgrounds and creating backgrounds mainly because I wanted to give my characters a home, and I know especially in the tattoo world, because that's really where it started. Like doing the new school and creating characters and all of that. But I always felt like there was something lacking, something missing. I'd put a little color behind them or something, but they just didn't have a home. And so I really wanted to start creating an environment and telling more of a story with the characters I was creating.
It's like the artists you were following too. They weren't tattoo artists. You were following like animators.
Yeah, a lot of illustrators and animators, right? Character designers.
Got into the digital painting.
Yeah, and but I got excited about backgrounds because it really created the world. It wasn't just the character, but now you're giving them a home and you're setting lighting and environment, and it just told so much more of a story than just putting a character there. And so I feel, for me, you can't tell the story one without the other. And so I just enjoy, and they're also peaceful. They're very Bob Ross peaceful when I'm painting them and just painting the trees or the mountains and just really developing the world. And so it's really peaceful for me to do that. I enjoy it a lot.
So how in the world of Caracas and stuff, like how similar are the backgrounds from the Battle Bunnies and other different areas, West End, East End, whatever the heck they are?
Well, Jesse, you want to touch on that? Because you really start developing a lot of the environments for Furchurch Islands East as of now. I'm just starting to build them into the Battle Bunnies.
Yeah, so Caracas, one of the reasons why it's been difficult for anyone to find over the years is because about 3 or 4 centuries ago, the pharmaceutical companies injected all the fauna with blue dye to try to camouflage it. So when stuff's flying over or is being looked at by satellites and stuff like that, it kind of blends in with the water around it. So that's kind of like a basic overall thing, is most of the fauna and the foliage and everything is more on the blue side. But, as far as Frank's side, I don't really, I'm trying not to get too involved in that and let him do whatever he wants within, I don't think there needs to be a skyscraper down there, but I think for the most part, it's kind of the same basic stuff that you would see on any continent. I think you have a volcano, don't you, Frank, or no?
I don't yet, but I'm going to stick one in there somewhere.
We got a mountain range that falls right in between us. It's called the Chinook Mountains. I've got Durkin Forest. We've got a little gap in between called Shipling's Gap, and that's how you get from the east to the west. We got the Creotic Sea. It's up north. What else do we have over there? I've got a swamp. We've got plains. We've got beaches. Tropical areas. Just trying to have a full spectrum. So, as far as I understand, with you, Frank, all your characters are taking place in one area within Furchurch Island West as of right now, and they'll
Right.
slowly migrate across as time goes on, right?
Well, we haven't explored the rest, so there's a lot of other critters and a lot of other things out there. But right now, the Battle Bunnies, they're kind of spread out. Like where you were talking about the Chinook Mountains, there's Snowflake Valley, which is up in the peaks where Christa, the queen, the Snow Queen, she rules over the Snowflake Valley up in those peaks. So we're really starting to develop stories and about some of these key players in the game, and we have the Mad Forest, the Delirium Forest that's there. So there's a few different environments we're playing with, and not to give too much away because I don't want to spoil, because I keep creating these backgrounds and telling the stories. There's a lot.
But that's also something our community is going to be able to do. So if you hold a Battle Bunny, you're going to be able to send us your story for your bunny, and then we're going to add it to the book of knowledge, which is the book of all the Battle Bunnies. So that's going to be really cool to see that the whole story is going to grow exponentially once these 5,000 get out, and then all these people start telling their stories, naming their bunnies, all that stuff.
Interesting stuff, man. Seems like a ton of possibilities. And in your Discord community, people have already done this, right? You did this last week where people came on and on these live streams, and they actually gave you some ideas for certain traits.
Yes. Yeah, that was great. And we wound up coming up with a Flavor Saver little beard for the bunny. And we also created a torch, which was another great idea. It took me a while to get that one done.
It spawned a whole rainbow set.
Yes.
So we have a rainbow everything now.
Yes. So we added all rainbow traits to a lot of the weapons and a lot of the
exciting.
Other stuff too. New skin, new bunch of stuff. So that kind of set that off. And tonight we're looking to do the same thing. We kind of want to get the community involved and see what they want me to draw. And then while we hang out and talk more about the project, I'll get to drawing. We could talk about the art and the drawing and anything you guys want to ask us about. I did notice a question. Somebody was asking about the sets and the full sets of like when you. I guess if you're missing pieces of the full set, is there? If you got 90% of the Loki set, could you later augment your NFT to make it a full Loki set? Now, I don't know how augmenting NFTs work, but the one idea I did, which Chris might be able to touch on that, but one idea that I really loved and we have thrown around is the idea of being your avatar in a 3D space in the metaverse where you would be your Battle Bunny. And we are talking about, I guess, tokens is the correct way to say it, Chris? About implementing kind of tokens that you're for holding Battle Bunnies you would earn, and where in this 3D space you would able to, maybe there's an armory or a hair salon or something where you can at least augment your avatar or upgrade the weapons for your avatar, because I don't think you could ever change an actual NFT once it's minted,
right.
Correct?
I mean, you can write contracts in certain ways that there is ways to change the contract. The thing, so this is the split, I guess, between your NFT and kind of the game side of it, is that the NFT is kind of stationary, but on the game side you can kind of pull in that NFT, but on the game code you could create different kind of elements, right? Whether it's Loki sets or kind of different ways to integrate it inside the game. However, and you could even make a new NFT if you wanted, but like your original NFT, if it's got like what it's got, that's just, those 5,000 are pretty much set as they are. The different piece, and again, like on the blockchain in IPFS, so that they're on any marketplace, whether it's OpenSea, FTX, Coinbase. If Jesse opens up his own marketplace, we'll throw him on there, and it can be Jesse's NFT store, whatever it is, because it lives in the cloud. It can be on any of those and be accessible from the contract. When it comes to the game side, though, like some of that game stuff you build, like you're not building the game stuff on the blockchain. You're building that for the game the same way you would generally build it with the game. And then you're using like the NFT as a credentializing and kind of like access or kind of just saying, hey, I have these NFTs. And that means that you have control of those NFTs in this space. But that doesn't mean that there won't be like other game mechanics. Very, back to like Axie Infinity, you can get your little Axies and they can breed other Axies, but all the game mechanics, all the breeding. Well, actually, I think the breeding's still on the contract, but all like the other stuff that's a part of it. It's not all NFTs, right? Some of it's kind of built on the game side. So I would say that we could do it. It's just kind of what the community wants and the best that it kind of fits for, the
That was
game.
another mechanic we mentioned, right? Breeding. We were talking about the possibilities of that in the future.
Explain that to me, Chris. Breeding, not the real, not only the birds and the bees.
I was going to say I
Stuff.
defer to Jesse on breeding for Battle Bunnies. He might have a little more experience with that. But when it comes to just the way Axie works, at least, is that each NFT kind of has a bunch of unique traits, right? Whether it's a water one, whether it's got this much power. And so those two NFTs ultimately, kind of spawn another NFT that shares their traits. So that would be essentially a contract that's kind of working off of these other two NFTs and creating an NFT off of some randomized trait of those two or three or whatever. There's a couple different ways to do it, like a popular project called CyberKongs. There's you just hold two CyberKongs and then you get a baby CyberKong. So there's kind of like that where there's just like a whole baby series of NFTs that if you like hold it for so long, or if you spend so much of like their in-game token is like not in-game, but their in-contract token is bananas. So if you have this many bananas, you can then have a baby Kong. And he kind of grows up into, some distribution of those. So I would say that's how the breeding traditionally works, is your NFT, because all your NFTs have metadata, right? And they kind of really define it. So you always know everything about that NFT in terms of like that metadata. So that's what essentially is spawning these little other ones, is some combination of that metadata.
And you guys are having breeding traits in this, or it's not or in this project, the Battle Bunnies? The initial drop will not have any breeding. It's the hope, because some of this, and this goes to Ethereum versus non-Ethereum. We really want to be on the Ethereum blockchain with our NFT. The Ethereum marketplace will only get harder and harder to be a part of, just because of the price action of Ethereum and gas and all these other things that kind of go into that. So the benefits of having like an NFT on Ethereum is that it's a really great like marketplace. Some of the drawbacks is when you use like tokens and swap, because ultimately like to swap your bananas or to swap any of these tokens that are built in the Ethereum contract still requires gas, right? So your tokens would require gas to interact with them, or some of these other things would require gas. So the hope is to do more of that stuff, like the breeding, the tokens on like Polygon, something where it doesn't like create a barrier of entry to convert those coins, or it's just a different system of how they account for that kind of stuff. So you're not kind of on top of that. But that's the hope, is that one of the projects will have it'll have eggs, and essentially a mechanic of either holding it a certain amount of time, or if you stake two of them, it can create any of that stuff is pretty much fair game. And what we've definitely looked at and talked about, and some of this we're keeping a little close to the vest because we don't want to say everything, but that's what's hope to be the following,
our near future.
We got something cooking.
Yep. Early on, super early on, getting in on that stuff. So what traits can you talk about specifically with this drop of 5,000?
As far as traits, well, we have shown some. We had some sneak peeks out there. We can talk about the sets of the gods that we created.
Yeah, we haven't. We've only shown one. which is the Freya set. But the cool thing about the sets of the gods is that there's going to be a lot of variations to them, because we didn't just make one item for each god. There's like tons of items for each god. So there's going to be like a variety of them out there. There's going to be like a good chance to get at least one thing, or, you know, that I thought that was cool and exciting that we did. It wasn't like, oh, there's only 7 rare ones in the whole 5,000. Like, no, there's a lot. There's a lot going on.
But before the drop, you'll on your Discord community, you'll show some other traits or release them. How's that going to work?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we will release that, and then we're going to save some too as a surprise. I think it's great to like, maybe during the reveal or something, people say, "Oh my God, I didn't even know that one existed." So I think there's something great about the element of surprise too, and us all being together during the reveal and the minting phase as a community, being a part of all of it, and just sharing in people's excitement and surprise of seeing stuff that they didn't even know was there yet.
Yeah, we post a bunny every 2 days on the Discord and our Instagram. So we're a month out. So we're building up to the more epic and legendary ones as we go.
The other thing we can talk about is the Battle Bunnies do have classes. So they are set into classes. We do have the Vikings, which will be the majority. Chris, what are we at? 2,400 Vikings out of the 5,000? I think that was the number we settled on.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Okay, doesn't matter. So
Like
the largest amount will be the Vikings. Next will be the Valkyries, which are the females. And they all have wings, different kinds of wings. Then we have sorcerers and shamans, which is another class. And then the final class, which is the smallest one, is the pirates. So those are the 4 classes that will play into this, as well as all the item quality. So that kind of gives that like RPG, a little more of that RPG thing too, because we're adding classes, and we look forward to expanding on classes in the future.
Yeah, and that kind of depends on the headwear between the Vikings, the pirates, and the shamans. And then the Valkyries, or any bunny with wings, either bat wings or angel wings, is a Valkyrie. That's a female.
And certain of obviously there's rarity in some of these things. There's different benefits of having certain traits, levels, all of those things.
Yes, I mean, some of the things will only show up, but maybe a fraction of a % of the time, which will make them super rare.
And the more rare, the more valuable it is.
And truth is, I guess, like, to get a full legendary set, it's going to be super rare. There's going to be less,
A handful.
Yeah, a handful of them. And I mean, I don't know what that breaks down in percentage, maybe 0.5 or 0.25 of a % to get a full legendary set. But that still will be, I guess out of 5,000, maybe it breaks down to about 10 or 15 fulls of each. Because I think we talked about maybe about 125, right? Or full sets, mix and match of all the god sets.
So that's like 0.25% or whatever for a full.
Yeah, because we have like epic backgrounds too, where Frank fully painted the entire background. We have 4 of those, so that's another level to it.
So the idea is, like, this is the first drop. This is like the first time that you guys are doing this with the Battle Bunnies. It's not the last thing. There's going to be other things, but the idea is this first one. If somebody has this, right? They as long as they have it, they have access to the community. There's certain things you talked about, potential gaming down the road, just a bunch of different stuff. But right now, like, what's the value of owning one? Somebody has it, they can use it, they can resell it. What is the reason somebody get this, other than collecting the art? And I have like 10 of your paintings in this room somewhere.
Yes, you do. I'm going to let Chris take that one, because he understands this the NFT space well, with utility and value, etc. If you don't mind, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially a marketplace, right? All I guess the beauty, and I could say this because I've got several paintings and they're not even here. But the whole owning a painting and kind of transacting that painting is somewhat unique. So in the art space, OpenSea, Coinbase, all this, not only, like Jesse said, do you have copyright, essentially the uniqueness, the identity, the connection, the verifiability, which is important in all art, right? You need all of these things. You don't think about it, and depending on, where you're getting it from, all those things kind of, either you have to pay somebody to validate, when you get to a certain level, you have to verify it and kind of all this stuff. So luckily on the blockchain, all that is already built into the NFT itself, right? The inability to fake it, right? Because it's all on the same contract. It's all, and then it kind of goes beyond that, where it's also decentralized, right? A painting, your paintings can only live in one place. If you want it to live somewhere else, you pretty much are taking a picture and putting it out there, right? But that's the beauty of this NFT. It can live on Twitter. It can live, identifiable on Twitter. It can live pretty much anywhere. And the more we go into the metaverse or whatever Web3 is, the more I think those NFTs will be integratable, right? Whether it's an art gallery, whether it's, kind of on the Oculus, whether it's, profile pictures, whether it's an ability to share or connect with that group of people, right? And just say, oh, you own these NFTs, like we're automatically going to be grouped in this NFT group that, lives on Instagram, whatever it is, where you can kind of more effectively assemble that whole community of people, because it is, a token that you can say, oh, this person's got that, right? They can now do this. So I think that's the real, like, outside of just the art aspect, the tradability of it, the reason why it really has the value as they do is because it is a utility in itself. And kind of, if you see the future and you're kind of looking down and you're like, hey, these avatars, these NFTs, they're going to be more ingrained in, just everyday life. And so in some ways it's kind of like people trying to figure out which ones they want now, which ones, the cooler, newer, whatever have you, kind of get in that space and get ones that they love the art. Like, I think at the end of the day, most people, like, there's definitely groups of people that just trade NFTs and that's the thing. But I think our hope is that people really just love these NFTs. People see the quality of the art, see the quality of the NFT, and they want to be a part of that community and watch it grow. So,
and it's
Yeah,
also like with our project, well, holding a battle bunny essentially entitles you to, there are some things that we can't talk about now because a lot of it's a surprise, but there are also special drops that you'll be entitled to. Some holders, which is in the roadmap, which we were calling the Bad Bunnies, but it's kind of like the Misfits, really. It's the Misfit bunch of bunnies. So if you do go to our Discord, you'll see we have a roadmap, everything that lays out the phases and where we're going with this project. But holders of the Battle Bunnies will automatically get a free Misfit Bunny, which is another free NFT. So that automatically is adding some sense of value to just holding a Battle Bunny. You'll get a Misfit Bunny, right? And there's other things that we're going to be giving, especially to people who hold Battle Bunnies or certain amounts of Battle Bunnies, etc. That way we could keep bringing value to the investors and the holders in that sense, along with where the project grows, and the other things we're going to be doing moving forward.
Yep.
Is
So
that
just
a good proper
yeah,
statement,
man.
or way to say it?
I think so. I think you and Chris both nailed it in terms of look, it is the art, but it's more than the art and the future of it. And I'm excited to see where all these different worlds take us, the potential games. Who the heck knows? They don't really have to, but have to know at this moment. Just knowing that you guys are building a community. I've seen you have fans. I've definitely been one of them, and so building these worlds together, being able to do that now, I'm excited to be a part of that. What is the process like? When does this drop? What can we share on that end?
So as far as the drop, our date is set for February 22nd, 2/22/22.
There we go.
That's when we're looking to drop
So
and
about a month.
launch. Yes.
Get into the Discord and get on that whitelist. You can get it before that.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
We even have some. Yeah, there's some special pre-whitelist spots out there for some special holders too, which I think I don't know if they'll be in giveaways or certain things. We are missing another one of our team, Joey, who happens to be in Iceland at the moment. Another valuable member of our team. So, and he's the one who's really handling a lot of the whitelisting, a lot of that kind of stuff, the marketing, the giveaways, the Discord, all of that. We're calling him the master of games because he's controlling what giveaways and contests we do and all of that.
Cool.
So,
And when if they're on the Discord and somebody wants to understand, hey, how do I get this? How do I be part of this stuff? Because there's, who would they ask on that? Would they message in the Discord board, or who would they message?
You don't even have to message. That's the beauty about what we're doing with our Discord and the communities. You just tag us in the general chat, in any chat, and we're always pretty much there all the time to answer the questions. So it's not like you got a private message or wait for an answer or this and that. We're just constantly spending time in there with our community and talking about the project.
Cool. So
trying to make them feel a part of it, really.
Yep. Anything you guys want to add before you start drawing, Frank?
Nope.
I'm ready to rock.
Yeah, unless anybody has any questions or things they'd like to talk about.
Anything, Jesse? Any questions? Any comments? Anything?
I just wanted to kind of build off of what Chris was saying. I mean, I guess it's it's not directly involved in this project, but just with the NFT space in general, it's like, where he's talking about the value of NFTs and artwork and stuff like that. Obviously none of us really know where any of this is going to go, but one of the things that I was thinking that was probably going to happen is we would get to a point where, I know Apple's supposed to be dropping augmented reality glasses in 2023. I think that's the drop date now. Obviously that's all speculation, but I imagine that eventually you'll be able to walk into a house with bare walls and you'll only be able to see artwork on those walls if that person owns that NFT of that artwork. And that really excites me. And the same thing with t-shirts and stuff like that. It's like, walking down the street with augmented reality glasses and being able to see people's t-shirt designs come to life. I don't know. I'm super excited about all this metaverse and augmented reality stuff. And I suspect that Frank's project, as well as my project, will lend itself well to what's about to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all in this journey together, man.
Very cool.
It really is a great support system.
Yep. Very cool. So it's not like you only just get art, right? It is part of the community with future benefits that aren't herpes. It's way better than that stuff. And I hope Jesse isn't the one that comments a new trait on tonight. I hope we can mute his mic before somebody says new trait that you're going to draw. But it is access to something cool. So as long as you can certainly trade it, you can do stuff. People flip these things, but as long as you hold this, you're part of the Battle Bunnies community, Frank and Christa's community, and it's definitely exciting stuff, man. I'm glad that we got to chat a little bit about it, and glad to see you. Excited to see you start drawing a little bit now, and people actually start seeing the bunny a little bit, and you can chat back with them while you're doing it.
Yeah. Just give me. I'm gonna just take 2 minutes. I'll share my screen here. If you guys want to just chat. Let me get my screen set.
Jesse, what was the? I think we've all had this little aha moment of what the heck, what the fuck is an NFT versus, right? And it's like, oh no, now I get it. Like, what was the moment that you kind of got it?
It was weird. Like I was getting hit up all the time about doing NFTs, and then all of a sudden I had 2 companies that were throwing big fat chunks of money at me, and I was like, man, there must be something here if they're throwing that much money at me. So I ended up jumping on to one of those companies and working with them. And then in the meantime, I was like kind of disenchanted with how slow their project was moving. Cause their project's pretty in depth. So I was disenchanted with how slow it was moving. So then I just started doing my own, but really it was the art initially. And then, just paying attention to what all was going on. And I just started seeing the future per se. It's like all of a sudden I'm like, wow, I can see where this stuff can go. And then of course you're following, like, I don't know if you guys follow any of those Instagram channels, but I follow like nft.money, and there's a bunch of other ones. And it's like when they start showing you that people are like buying houses, like tangible houses as an NFT, you're like, holy shit, this shit's going a little deeper than I had ever anticipated. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it was about 4 months ago or so.
Yep. No, I got you. And what's cool about this stuff is that, look, art, I mean, the top 1%, all of them have some allocation of investing in art, right? So art as an asset class is definitely out there, but this is more, right? It really combines some really cool things more than that. It combines utility, right? That's kind of the buzzword, but it basically means a use case. Like, and every NFT project is different with these things, but examples of use of utilities, and Chris can say that stuff, like, you know, this is a ticket in a lot of ways. I'm not saying this one specifically, but it could be down the road. It's gaining access. So, you know, Gary Vaynerchuk is a guy that was early on in this space. And if you own one of his NFTs, certain ones, you get, as long as you own it, it's a ticket to his conference, right? So it's an access. I know concerts and stuff like Kings of Leon dropped their own NFT stuff, and there's all these different perks. If you got this one, you got backstage. If you got this one, you got this one. So it combines this art with, in some cases, with utility, and use cases with access groups. In this case, access to the community and the future of all the stuff that can happen. It combines potentially gaming, right? So at some point, it could be a game. At some point, if you have a VR headset, you know, they're only a few $100 now, but the stuff is real, right? People are buying and selling assets inside of that stuff. People are decorating their stuff with the art. But what's that guy that with Joe Rogan that started with him, like Red Band, right? He's got his own avatar. He's got his custom avatar that he walks around in. I think it's a female character that looks like Wendy's, right? So yeah. There's just so many things that you can do with this thing, and it's art combined with access, combined with actually being a part of it and playing with it. Very cool, exciting to see. I think a lot of people are just getting their head around it, but it's not, at least this is not going anywhere. Like, this concept is not going anywhere. So it's early on, not only in the NFT space, but early on in the Battle Bunnies specifically, and Carcaeus, man, which is very excited to see all this stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Let's see what I'm drawing.
I gotta get out of here, guys. I apologize, but I'm excited to see what Frank puts together.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, thank you so much for joining us, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys on Monday, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
we will be there.
Oh yeah. All right. Hey, thanks a lot. It was good meeting you guys.
Hey, no, don't email me. Just text me.
Okay, I'll text
All
you.
right.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Very cool. Are you guys set up?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm set up. I've been set. We don't stop drawing, so we're always like set up and ready. We were working on stuff before this year, up almost till the last minute, till right before we started. So we're good. I don't know how much of my face you'll see most of the time, but Christa, look at you. You don't want to look at the top of my head. So you know what? I am going to just start sketching until somebody gives me a good idea, because they did mention, it's not the first time, but a couple people have mentioned that it reminds them of the rabbit from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And a couple of people have mentioned to me about a holy hand grenade, and one again this morning. So I said, you know what? That's a brilliant idea. And
Frank
I think
loves his Monty Python.
I do love my Monty Python. I have a.
Which hand we doing?
This hand, right? You think this hand?
Sure.
For the holy hand grenade. And so I'm going to just start sketching this just to get an idea. But if anybody else has ideas of a trait they would like me to add because they joined us
It
tonight.
could be a hat. It could be a mask. Whatever. Something in the hands.
Yeah. I will say I got another great request last time, which was for a luchador mask. But I wasn't prepared for that one because a lot of times I'll use reference for things. And so I did not, or was I unable to start searching for a reference. I didn't want to waste time doing that at the point. So, but I think in future I will probably add a luchador mask. So right now I'm just roughing in shape. We're gonna throw in a holy hand grenade. Yeah, let's make it a big holy hand grenade. I don't like the perspective of that right there. But yeah, anybody who's still here with us got some ideas? We could work on that. Talk about that, or not? What about you guys?
Wellbone said maybe put the pin to the hand grenade in the other hand. It
You know-
doesn't have a pin, I don't think.
You know what? Well, actually, in the movie, it does say you pull the pin.
Oh,
to the,
I don't know Monty Python.
No, I've been trying to get her to watch it with me for I don't know how long, and she won't watch Monty Python with me.
I don't blame you.
Oh, you know what? You're not helping, John.
So yeah, you can put the pin in the other hand like he took the pin out of it.
Yes, actually, that's a great idea.
There we
Who
go.
was that? Who gave us that? idea?
Whalebones.
Whalebones, thank you for that. So I don't know what the holy hand pin is going to look like now, but you know what? I'm gonna make it just look like a regular grenade pin for now.
And then Nate said, what about something robotic like cyborg-esque?
You know what? Okay, let's well, that's cyborg-esque, but okay,
Yeah,
robotic.
like a mask.
Maybe some kind of mask. Yeah, maybe we could do some
Terminator.
kind of mask like that. Yeah, we could do something like that too. See, that's another thing I would have to get a little more specific on, and then pull some reference to kind of see which direction. I really would like to bring in some a little more pop culture. We do have some pop culture items in here, which we're not going to reveal.
Not
we really want them
showing
to a
yet.
surprise. So let me see. Do we want the pin in his hand like that?
That looks cute.
Right, like this, or do we want it sticking up like this, or do we want the pin going
Chris
out
is
like
gone,
that?
right? Because we have a question I think he could answer, but
Chris, come back, Chris. No, I don't think he's gone. I think
he moved himself. Come back.
come back, Chris. Come back to us. So let me see something because I kind of want to break the borders on this one.
There he is.
There you are. We got a question for you. Well, I don't. Somebody does.
So do you guys plan to tokenize your NFTs or to launch an ICO for Caracas?
Carcaeus.
Man. I think I said Caracas like every single time.
Yeah, you did, but that's okay. And I didn't want to correct you before.
You
but
should have, dude. It's like a booger in your nose. I'm telling you, man. You do these live streams. You got to tell me. You got to tell me.
Yes, it's Carcaeus.
But Jesse just bounced because I was pronouncing the thing wrong.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, dude, you can't even call it. I've been working on this project for 12 years, and you can't even say what the hell it is.
It is hard,
correctly.
man.
I mean, that's
It is hard to see. It is hard to see that stuff.
Yeah, we've been saying it for so long that we kind of, you know what? You're not the only one that says that, dude.
Yep.
But people will get it.
Yeah. So they technically these NFTs will be tokens. I guess some of that's like NFT like jargon in some ways, but each NFT is theoretically a token in the sense of non-fungible token. That's what it stands for. In the true like token system utility sense, though, that's kind of in the roadmap for future. It won't be in this drop because again, this will be on Ethereum, and if you do an ICO type of thing on Ethereum, you're still at the mercy of gas fees if you want to ever move that, and that's just not. It makes it harder for people to feel comfortable and kind of moving around money. These tokens that have value in the game or in our world, it would make that hard. So that's kind of the thought is that we're gonna have utility tokens for those battle bunnies that we are distributing, but it'll look more likely be on Polygon than in an Ethereum drop. But it is in the roadmap, and that is what we're planning.
I'm just checking some different traits. If anybody's curious what I'm doing right now, I'm just checking some traits to see how they're going to conflict with the item I draw.
So this is going to be in the collection?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
It's happening.
So one person is going to get this. This. Do you know what we're calling it?
It's the holy hand grenade, dude.
The holy hand grenade.
Maybe you need to check out Monty Python.
I know.
Yeah, this
So,
one
yeah.
will be unique since there is like I'm assuming that Frank wants both of these, like one to be in one hand and one to be in the other.
It's gonna happen together, right? It's gonna have to go as a set. I'm drawing them on the same layer. I'm gonna create them as one.
This will be the only one like that.
Yeah, so this will be pretty unique. Again, it won't be like likely one of one, but there won't be as many of them.
What's cool about this one is there's actually evidence of videography, evidence of it being created right then and there, right? It's actually even more unique of it.
Yes.
We're recording it right now.
Yeah, so I'm excited about this idea, and I think can't remember who said this to me.
In the Discord today.
Yes, it was in the Discord today, and I don't remember who it was. But if somebody I talked to, I just you got all those different names in there too, so you lose track of remembering. Because it's not like your name is just Joe or Bob or something like that. It's like, oh, hey, Bob was telling me today. It's like they got some crazy ass names in that Discord.
Yours is Frank, I think, though, isn't
I
it?
think we're starting to look like a holy hand grenade here, right? We should throw some gems in the holy hand grenade, right? Does it have some? I know. I did pull up. Actually, I did look. I don't know. I'm gonna kind of make this my own version of the holy hand grenade, but it does have gems in it, right? It's got gems.
Make it
in it.
fancy.
Yeah, we're gonna make it fancy. We want to throw some gems in it, maybe some. Let me throw another layer on here and. Just so I can align my circle a little bit and design to that. There we go. Perfect.
And then how does this work? So on the drop, so people will buy one NFT or whatever the amount that they buy on that, and then what's the process going after that?
Wait, say that again. Is
So
that
somebody buys an NFT, right? Is this is random? Explain that process.
It is. It's absolutely.
Take it away, Chris.
Yeah, Chris, you tell. But it is random.
Yeah. So anyone that I guess this would be for anyone that wants to do an NFT or any artists that are kind of curious about how this works. There's a commonly used software package called Hashlips, but what it does is it lets you align all of your layers, right? So whether it's left-hand items, right-hand items, bunny color, wings, helmets, eyewear, face wear, background. Those are kind of the major, like when we're saying 300 plus traits, those are the categories in the metadata that will kind of exist in your bunny, right? He'll have a specific left-hand item, a specific right-hand item, a specific color that's in his metadata, whether it's male or female, because they have, like, this is female because she has eyelashes. And so like that'll kind of be there, whether they have wings, what helmet, all that stuff is kind of a part of it. And so what you do is you have these folders inside of this software that has all of these layers, right? All the left-hand items, all the right-hand items, all the colors of the bunnies. And then you essentially throw in like a rarity score, right? 1 to 100 or whatever. And it then automatically generates those, assembles those, and spits them out off of that percentage. So you'll be like, hey, this will be, of all the items, this one's a little bit different, but how it generally works of like left-hand items, maybe this left-hand item is 5%, 4%, 3%, 2%. And then as it's assembling them, it's assembling all of these things randomly with those like specific percentages, but it's just kind of throwing them together, right? So there's always a 1% chance of getting this color of skin. And then there's still another 1% chance of what's in their left hand or right hand to, 100%. And then you just kind of build them up. And that's what it spits out is kind of these final bunnies with that rarity factored into how common it is.
So it's just like buying a pack of cards and in some essence, right? When you buy the cards and you open it up and you get different things in there.
Yeah. You remember and you get like the super foil card or the holographic card inside the pack. I'll tell you, that's
because they won't be revealed. So when you buy it, you don't know what you have. Like, so explain that because you're better at that than me, Chris. Like the
Yeah.
whole minting process and all that.
Yeah, so on our end, right, that's kind of how we're assembling the art, right? And then we're putting it up there, and then it goes into IPFS, which is just, again, on the cloud. So it's a place in the cloud that will store these images so that they will always live there for the rest of time. They will live there, and you'll be able to essentially point to that address. In the contract, it points to that address. But with that, then what happens is you mint your bunny, right? You can mint your own Battle Bunny or several of them, and then you now take ownership. When you mint, you then get that Battle Bunny, but you don't know initially which one it is because there's kind of this. We want to have a reveal, so we want to have all of them be revealed together. There's a lot of drops that do that, but also on the recent drop that we're all in with Javi, that's part of that excitement is being able to reveal and everyone like reveal together. And by then all the rarities will be up. So everyone will kind of know, again, the bunny rank will be there. So you kind of also know like how rare it is, but you will actually see every one of the 5,000 NFTs ranked from 1 to 5,000. So after you mint, then, a short time later, 48 hours or couple days, depending on when you mint, then there's the reveal for all of them. So up until that point, when you mint, your metadata is hidden. And so when we reveal, everyone's metadata is flipped over. So everyone then at the same time sees how rare their bunny is, which one they actually have. And then it's, that way for forever. There's no real unreveal, but there's that card pack game mechanic. And also, when they're all revealed, there's also chances for you to find out ones that you want, right? That other people might have and kind of, maybe add those where it's not as random. Like maybe you really want one of the rainbow weapons or something. You can kind of start going out and kind of making offers on the marketplace, whether it's OpenSea or kind of if people have those for sale, you can, grab those ones and say, oh, sweet, I want, these specific traits. I didn't get that trait in, any of mine. I really want that. Or that's a super cool looking body, any of that stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did with the Merry mods. I just found ones that I loved and got them,
Yeah. Yeah, I think
that's kind of what you did with Javi's too, correct? Right? You saw that Jesse's collab go up for sale, and that's the one you really wanted. You didn't mint it, but you were able to.
Sometimes you get lucky and mint a legendary off the rip.
Oh my God, I got so lucky on that one with my 2 amazing Star Wars board to deaths. I can't tell you how excited I was.
And then how does the reveal happen? So is it
magic?
Magic?
No, honestly, I don't know. I just think it's like magic. Chris could tell you really.
I mean, not like technically of it, because you don't need to be. It's exciting, right? You don't need to know You don't need to know all the technical aspects of it, but the basics of it, right? Is you first go to Discord, sign up there. You can get whitelisted if you have any questions specifically from there, right? Like me, I'm going to be asking a shit ton of questions in there, but. You buy an NFT or however how many, then you have a reveal date, right? So how do I see it? How do I know I got the Monty Python hand grenade one or whatnot?
Yeah, so that is the reveal, and the reveal, like, not going crazy into it, but it's built into the contract, right? So essentially, you control like flipping it. So you say, hey, like all of them are going to be flipped together right now. All of that metadata, right? So that people, because there's the kind of ramp up for NFTs, right? Is certain people buy, early, maybe to get on the whitelist, and that's before public sale. But you don't want all the metadata kind of out there. You want everyone to kind of have a fair shot and the same shot at having a rare item. So that's why you have this mechanism. And then in the contract, I just for lack of a better word, flip it to reveal, and all of the images, all the metadata, and everything is then revealed for every one of those tokens on the contract. So everyone then can see them at that point. But before, it's just going to be like a a standard GIF image that's kind of for all of them that looks the same, and you won't be able to see their metadata.
Yeah, the
Got it.
reveal is like a live event, so we'll be live for that, and we'll be telling people when it's going to be. So basically, you just go to OpenSea, and they start revealing kind of one at a time because it takes a while for the computer to do its thing. I know when we did Javi's reveal, we all thought it was going to be like instant, and it took hours because it's so much data to process. But it's a lot of fun, man, to like wait. It's like Christmas, you're waiting to see what you got.
It was so exciting. And honestly, as it was revealing and we started to see some of the art that he had available and some of the traits he created, it just made us mint more and more and more. And before you know what you're doing, you're like, oh my God, did I just buy that many of them?
That was my favorite part of the whole process, is the reveal.
Yeah. And then there was, you know what, after all of that, there was one very specific one that Christa wanted that she didn't happen to get. And we were lucky enough to have somebody throw it up for sale, and we were able to just grab it on the aftermarket. And so that was super cool too.
Awesome. Interesting. I'm excited to see this stuff. So the reveal date, obviously you don't have a reveal date yet at this point, but it's after February 22nd.
Yeah, how does that work, Christa? The reveal date, right? Like that's the timing that I'm not really adverse with, and he can explain more since he's doing he's flipping all the switches behind the scenes.
Yeah, usually the biggest thing is just to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to get one on public sale. And some of this again goes with gas. Like the reason why you're kind of having such a system where you have, sales prior, whitelists, and public sales is because the hardest thing with Ethereum contracts is managing gas, which I've probably talked about gas, but I don't know if I've explained it, but it's every line of code that you write costs money in blockchain. Like that's just unlike any other software engineering, each line of code that you kind of write or do specific things has a transaction cost because it needs priority relative to other people that are using, because it's a complete open system, unlike other software. So that's why you kind of have this spread out system where people are able to mint, for 4 or 5-ish days in different windows, so that they're not all like trying to hit the mint button at the same time, and everyone's kind of pushing the network, which means essentially your NFT goes up in cost because you have to cover that extra gas transaction that you're creating. So with the reveal itself, it can either be a specific time, or it can just be like, hey, we've minted out, we're going to do it in the next 24 hours. And the biggest thing with that is just kind of making sure that everyone again has the opportunity, but that they're not just waiting there for mints. And for some people, like they just miss it, right? Like they want to be able to get it on secondary, like that maybe they didn't, know about the project, or maybe they just weren't available for those hours, or maybe they didn't get on a whitelist, what have you. But people will almost instantly kind of throw one up for sale in OpenSea, and you can kind of grab that. So you still have that opportunity if you really want that like game mechanic, right? So that's kind of the hope, is that you give the people that maybe weren't familiar with the project or really want to get into the project, but they really want that game mechanic, they want that excitement. So then it gives them a chance to kind of get some off the secondary that everyone can reveal. And then, for the other people that are like, oh, I really want that specific trait, or I really want those specific unique characteristics, then you can kind of do that. Because usually like really legendary ones, they get priced really high, right? So that's kind of the difference between the reveal and the non-reveal, I guess, is your chance to kind of get one that hasn't been revealed and still be in that, even if you weren't on the whitelist, or even if you weren't around to do public sale for an hour or two before they're gone, whatever that is.
So it's is it a week after? Is it a few days after? Is it a day after?
At max 48 hours after the 22nd, I would say. And it moves, kind of move it down depending on how fast, like how fast, how just the amount of them, right? But the hope is to do it, 24 to 48 hours after you're kind of public sale.
And then I know it ranges, right? But what are like gas fees? What are the?
Oof. Those gas fees are killer unless you do them at the right time. That's why we're grateful for Chris.
Are you asking for like numbers? I mean, it can go. I've seen it all the way up to $1,000 as part. And again, that's partly how you write the contract. That's partly how much storage you're doing. That's partly some of the things that you're reading in the contract, right? Depending on how it's written, kind of compounds because it's a market system, right? It's like if there's no Lyft drivers on New Year's Eve, I'm gonna have to pay a lot more for my Lyft. Well, gas is the same, but it's relative to computer code. So there's kind of this mechanism where it's a marketplace for that specific code and how much you want it. And why it usually hits NFT people is you can have a lower gas fee that you're willing to pay, but that just means it'll take longer. So NFT people are kind of stuck in this world of they always want the item sooner rather than later before somebody can grab it.
Around the
So that's kind of how the gas fees will scale. But it can be as little as $50, $60, all the way up to like 900. And so that's why you kind of want to manage it, but it's different than like Polygon, Solana, because they're more centralized. They're not a decentralized system. They're controlled centralized organizations.
But it can be as little as $50 or something along those lines.
That's the hope, is that ours is going to be, 50, 60, $70.
I minted one the other night, and I was lucky to get. At one point, it was like $116, and I waited a little bit, and then I got it. I think it was around $50 or so.
Cool.
And there's ways to kind of combine them. Like if you're buying 3 or 4, you can kind of package that into a single gas transaction. So there's a couple other ways too where you can, if you mint 3 or 4 at time, like you're only paying.
It's like shipping costs, right?
More than one.
Bundling it all up together, something which makes it make sense to potentially to buy more than one. With
I'll tell you, I was when it was the same thing with the Bored to Death Club. We started out, we were just going to grab one because we really wanted to support Javi's project, and plus he's an amazing artist. I mean, that's part of it, but at the same time, we didn't know too much about how everything works, and we just wanted to be supportive. And before you know it, I think between me and Christa, we had 15.
Yeah.
Yes. So, we started out with going for one each, and by the end of the couple of days of revealing and being in the excitement and all that, we somehow came out with 15.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I got 5.
Yes.
And
yes, and Joey got around.
I do have technically the most valuable one, but it's because I paid for it. So
Yes,
I kind
did.
of defined the value, I guess.
You needed to have that. You really wanted that Jesse. Dude, I mean, that one is killer.
Yeah,
the
it's
one
awesome.
you got. So we're not going to,
Need
it
to
was
have it.
worth it.
And then people can print these out. They could put them on T-shirts. They could put them on their wall. Like they can do those traditional things with when they get these.
Absolutely. Right, I believe so. I mean, you own it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that correct, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, you have access to the file, the image. You can't really. The only thing where you get into I guess trade. I don't know what I call it, but like Bored Apes. Bored Apes are a very unique NFT in the NFT space because you have like true ownership to use your Bored Ape in pretty much any kind of media you want. So like there's rumors that there's going to be some Bored Apes in Super Bowl this year. And some of that is kind of around how lax their whatever policy on kind of use of the Bored Apes is. Whereas like CryptoPunks, they're much more restrictive on what people can create as themselves. Like they can't really create an animated CryptoPunk and do that. Whereas a Bored Ape, you can create a full animated series and own that. Or even like street artist will there's a guy, I forget his name, but he has a mutant ape. He spray painted his mutant ape on a wall, made that a prints and pictures and made that an NFT of his own that was theoretically the mutant, but he drew it. And so there's kind of things like that that are a little bit different. But yeah, outside of that, it's pretty much it's yours. It's your, you know, how you want to put it in your profile pictures, put it on whatever.
Love it.
Yeah, we're excited about this, and we're excited for everybody to see all the different bunnies we got, all the different traits. Some really cool stuff. So since nobody, well, I mean, we got a couple of suggestions. Some of them were good ideas, just not something would be possible unless I had a little more on the specifics side. So we're just gonna keep focusing on the Holy Hand Grenade tonight. For all those Monty Python fans out there.
Can you do an impersonation while you're doing it, or is that you can't impersonate while you're
You don't want to hear Frank from Brooklyn trying to do
My British accent?
trying to do a
Let's try
British
it.
accent.
You gotta do it.
Good day.
It's pretty hard to draw that talented like that at the same time. It's like rubbing your tummy and patting your head at the same time, right?
I could try. My point is that my British accent is really bad. Now, if my buddy Matt Lappin was here visiting us, or you know, I've really tried to pull that shit off. Actually, they do amazing American accents.
Yeah.
Damn, they're so good at making fun of us.
Yeah.
Section is a lot.
You've been to London. I mean, I remember you always going to London, right? Doing some stuff there.
Yes. I used to travel out there for conventions and guest spots, and we loved going out there, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
There's a cool neighborhood called Shoreditch there that I used to always stay at. Really cool, artsy community, amazing food, cool places to stay. It's called Shoreditch. It's in London. It's a neighborhood up that way. But yeah, definitely, if you make it back out that way again, once this whole stuff stops, we check it out.
All right. Yeah, we did a show one time in Doncaster, and it was at a horse track. It was at a racing track, right? The tattoo convention was there, which was really cool.
It was really cool, but the room we stayed in was made for a jockey.
So the beds, everything was tiny.
Super tiny.
The shower, the beds, it was crazy, man.
Yep, that's not fun. So literally, it's made for a jockey.
You
got like the jockey suite.
Track,
the bed I think was barely 5 foot long.
The whole
everything was like miniature.
Yeah, because the convention, it was a big horse racing track, and like
they gave Frank a room for us to stay in, and it was literally like for the jockeys that race the horses.
Wow. At least it wasn't a stable, I guess.
Yes, that's true. Touche, sir. Yes, I was grateful. But yeah, it was a great time. We always loved going out there. It's definitely one of my favorite places to visit.
So how many more of these are you drawing? Like how many more traits?
Well, this one tonight. So this is technically one trait. I don't think I'm gonna. Maybe I'll do some color variants of this one. I don't know.
It's really we can draw up until Chris needs the artwork for the file, and then
up until Chris says, "Oh my God, stop fucking drawing, please."
Yeah, because there's a lot of work that has to be done. Like Chris has to calculate the rarities and all that stuff. So we can't go until the last day, but we're pushing it.
Right, Chris?
He's chilling right now.
He's chilling. Is he there with us?
Room.
Oh, he's
I'm back. I'm back. I just had to walk Rio real quick.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys, I mean, it just kind of takes a little bit of time to set up the software, but it's just because, again, like you guys can look at this file, which PS Pro Chris Huey Photoshop tip was I got rid of everything else that was above layers because I was trying to look at the layers on like a third of the screen on the right, and I was like, no. But it's just because there's so many layers, so it's just kind of moving them in there, naming them so that they fit in the metadata, and then kind of doing the rarity stuff. So it just takes a little bit, but I think everyone knows I'm a fan of more art versus less art. So I will
Yes.
go as I will let you guys go as long as you want to keep drawing stuff. And
All right, cool. Cool. Yeah, and I'm enjoying this, and I just think the idea of making the community a part of all of this and letting them pick traits really is. I think it's different than a lot of what a lot of NFT projects do. I guess. I don't know. I really want them to feel like they helped create their own Battle Bunny in some sense.
How many are is this a cheetah print, a leopard print? What is that?
This guy is the cheetah print.
Yeah. How many are cheetah print?
Well, it's the rarity. So the cheetah print is a legendary skin, correct? Or wait, I think
so.
no. Okay, the cheetah print is
It's epic.
epic. It's rated. It's ranked epic.
So it's not the most rare, but it's rare.
Right.
Got it.
yeah,
So
probably
the
like
most
4%.
rare.
Like if you wanted like an actual percent, there's probably like a 4% chance you'll get it. 5%.
Mm.
Yeah, because we just added 2 more skins, Huey.
So we'll just knock it down to
Or
about
maybe
3%.
3%.
Then
I updated the list today, by the way, for you.
yeah, then there's some other. There's a few legendary skins which I don't think we've showed yet. Actually, one of them, because Narf the
Has
Mad,
the toxic
Narf the
skin.
Mad has the toxic skin, which is the glowing green skin. That's a legendary skin.
Throw that one on so they can see.
Yeah, let's go visit Narf. Here, I'll shut off the cheetah. There we go. Here's the glowing green skin. It's almost like a little gamma radiated Hulk skin.
Pharmaceuticals got him.
Oh, I don't want people reading the list. Can't read the list and see what the names of some of these. You got to surprise you. We do have some cool, fun ones in there, and some were already used in some of our avatars that we built for ourselves. So we could create stories, I guess, for them, and kind of like a Battle Bunny that fits our personalities, fits who we are, and I don't know. I think that's what I kind of want for everybody. I want people to get a Battle Bunny that represents them and who they are. So a Battle Bunny they could relate to, that they kind of want to give a story to and create a personality for, and then we could just add it to the world.
So what is your story? Who's Narf?
Narf the Mad.
Narf the Mad.
Yes. Actually, I think I sent it to you. Let me see if I can pull that up for you. Actually, Christa could pull it up for you in the Discord. She'll tell you the little story of Narf the Mad,
Right.
who lords over the labyrinthine forest of Delirium.
We won't ask her to do it in a British accent, but I bet she'd do it better than you if we did.
Yeah, probably. No, but
Yeah, I
ask
don't
her.
know. I'm
Go
from
ahead, ask
Alabama,
her.
so I don't know if we want to try that.
Yeah,
That's funny. I did no clue you're from Alabama with your accent at all. It would have been one of my last guesses.
Yeah, it comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of keep it on the down low.
Yeah. There you go.
So Narf is the insane ruler of the labyrinthine forest of Delirium, also known as the Woods of Insanity.
Delirium.
Delirium.
Yes.
Caracas.
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 I feel like Caracas is something, isn't it?
It's like
Yeah,
Venezuela.
Venezuela, yeah, that's
Sounds
right.
like something.
Yeah, it is. Caracas. Yeah, no, this is Caracas.
Yeah. We'll get on the wrong plane with my Battle Bunny.
Yes.
The wrong metaverse.
So, the Woods of Insanity, most who enter these woods lose their minds. Narf has many allies and enemies throughout Furch's Island, he thinks. He can't remember which is which, though. Most times he drives everyone so crazy that they just end up surrendering, laying down their weapons, and going home just to escape the madness. Others end up agreeing to be his ally just to get him to go home. So he basically drives everybody nuts, which is how Frank came up with it.
Yeah. It's kind of fitting for my personality. I have a way about me.
And so the Narf is Narf the Mad is your character is green, right? But how many green characters are there? And are they classed? Are they all classed as Narf or
No. North is
just your
what
guys?
I named my avatar.
Just yours.
Yeah, it's actually Frank backwards. For those wondering where I came up with such a clever name, it's Frank backwards. A couple people have caught it, and most never do.
I never caught it.
Yeah,
I didn't either.
That's funny.
I know Nate did. Nate caught that one. I guess
He
it's
told
Frank
me that
backwards.
too, so I can't act like I knew it. I didn't.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I came up with, and it's how I feel sometimes, almost like a little bit of a mad scientist, and sometimes I just come at people with my ideas and visions of things, and either they jump on board and they're all in for it, or they're just like, oh my god, get the fuck away from me. You know? So it's either you're in for the ride or just go home. That's kind of what I did to poor Chris. I know that, right? But Chris jumped in the car. Chris is along for the ride.
Yeah, Chris might have been like not fully in the car at some point, and Frank was driving, but like I had to close the door myself. Probably he was driving before like I'd closed the door, but yeah, I'm in that car.
This is in the car. He's along for the ride.
He's got a seatbelt on now.
Yeah, I got seatbelt strapped in, made sure the roll cages, tray tables are upright, everything's good to go. But Frank starts driving before he goes. So
yeah, you got me.
Yeah.
Good. You started this. I'm going to put the blame on you. You said, "Hey, Frank, how come you ever think about doing NFTs?" And I was like, well, kind of. And then you explained it to me, and I was like, okay, all right, sounds like a good idea. Let's do it. You got me all excited. And then you explained to me the possibilities, the endless possibilities of what we could do and what we could create. And you kind of unleashed a monster, Huey. I'm just saying.
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is, because I'm.
And then Christa, I don't know if Christa was in the car and you were driving too, but at some point Christa had to jump in the car. So
I'm always in the car, man.
Yeah.
I might not like the ride sometimes, but I'm ride or die, man.
She's been on the ride for almost 15 years. She already knows what she's in for. But this one she's excited about. She likes where we're going. She's enjoying the view. And so.
We got
15
some
years.
comments.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Who's saying what? Yeah, 15 years. 15 years. Almost 15 years.
So Wellbone said, Frank, maybe some sort of Templar type armor.
No.
And then for the grenade, some type of motion to tell it is currently cooking. Maybe the motion lines or something.
I guess in a sense like that, might have to add. You could add motion lines. Which I wonder if essentially it'd be adding. Well, I'll just mark them out with black for now, but just like just kind of creating a little bit of something around, because they're going to lay over and I'll probably do them in
And
white
that's
highlights.
something else we haven't done yet.
Yeah, good idea. The Templar armor. Now, I did have. I'm not gonna. I really did have ideas to build armor on all these like bunnies and footwear and all of that. But I also realized that if I got that crazy, I don't think the project would ever get done. Because
Too fast of a car.
Going, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we just today added another secret legendary full set. Why? Just because Christa says, "Oh, we should add this."
Yeah,
And
I had an idea.
she had an idea, and then all of a sudden it happened. So if we just kept going based on the ideas that come to us and the great ideas people are giving to us, it would never end, and this project will never launch. So a lot of these ideas we have to save for the next drop, and we can implement little by little.
Yeah, the samurai squirrels are gonna have a little bit more clothing and stuff.
Yeah. So that's there you go. That's a great way to say it. So, but you know what? Maybe I will sneak one kind of cool armor trait in here. Yeah, chest plate or something. I haven't done anything over the bunny body, so just maybe some kind. No, I'm not going to do it now, but we could probably add something that goes over like this, some kind of
Covers cute little
battle armor.
belly.
Yeah, some kind of battle armor or something with the rivets or something. All right, we're not doing this. Is the wrong layer to be doing that. Come on, man, Whalebone, stop doing that to me. Trying to draw the holy hand grenade. But yeah, you got some good ideas. So we'll get some armor in there. If not on this this Battle Bunnies, we'll get them on the Samurai Squirrels. And honestly, that's the other reason I stopped, because we are going to do the medieval mice down the line, and they are going to be armored.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to save stuff for that too. Otherwise, we'd have 1,000 traits on this drop alone. Any other?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
So how many will be green? I guess, or like this. Like how many
Okay,
get to
so
be green like Narf?
The legendary skin. What do we say? The percentage on this one, Chris, is a
3%.
legendary. No, a legendary. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
The
it's probably
legendaries
like
are
2
lower.
or
What's
2%,
3% of
1%?
5,000?
Wait, what, Chris?
It's probably like 2%, 1%.
2%, 1% on the
Maybe like
legendary skin.
100?
Well, out of 5,000 would be what? 10% would be 500, so 50.
50 to 100.
So you might get about 50, somewhere in between the 50 to 100 toxic skins. And if you're really lucky, you might get a toxic Valkyrie or a toxic Angel. I mean, I'm just saying, as you know, there's a couple of cool toxic items, but there's not many, which makes it even more rare to get if you wind up with a full the full toxic items that we do have in here.
You get like the Britney song stuck in my head now. There's no toxic Britneys, are there? Britney bunnies?
No, I don't. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar, sir.
All right.
Sing it for me, John. You made me do a British accent. I mean,
In a
come on.
British accent.
Sing it. Sing the Britney in a British accent.
As good of an artist and as much as people want to watch you draw, that would get people off real quick if I did that.
You're right. We don't want to chase people. I got you. I'm with you, man.
John's got to protect copyright too. He throws too many of those lines out, and Brittany will come find him.
That's
All
true.
right, all right.
Quality.
That's true.
So if you know what, I'll give everybody. I mean, whoever's the people here watching and wondering what I'm doing, why I'm zoomed in so much. So the sketching is for me is a buildup of layers. What we're doing now is cleaning up the final layers, really deciding on where we're going to land with this, and then these final layers will be the ones that determine the painting. So that's what I'm kind of doing right now. Just building up and picking the final shape and the final lines that I'm going to want for this. I guess the final perspective for things. And I put a little gem there. Maybe I'll.
Pretty much done with it now.
Yeah. You see, sometimes I get carried away too, and I want to keep adding like these little things in here to make
Oh,
it.
it's cool. It matches the sword too.
Yeah. And then we could put like some kind of cool, like little Celtic pattern in there.
Crazy now.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do it. So it's going to happen.
This is the process Frank did over 300 times, however many times.
To get to, well, yeah, this is just right. This is the process. Let's not forget the pin.
This is cool, the whole two-hand thing.
Yeah.
This is something we'll take on in the next project and do more of.
Yes.
Where they go together.
And the idea of eventually these projects, they don't combine. I mean, they're separate, right? And shut me if I'm speaking out of turn or not straight. But the idea is the different projects, but they're all they'll all be in the same community of some level. Is that accurate?
And what do you mean? They're different drops.
Different drops, but all access to the community that you guys are all building.
Yes, it's all part of the Battle
They all
Bunnies.
live in the same world.
It's essentially if you like it, like if you played an RPG, right? Like we discussed classes. I do want to make it like an assassin class or something. That'd be cool for the samurais. It's okay if you picked an RPG.
It's like this is level 1.
It's more like
And then
races
you're
and
gonna go
classes.
level 2, and they're gonna bring in more characters that you could.
Yeah, well, it's if you were playing RPG, you'd break it down as you pick your class, you pick your race. So you pick your race as a battle bunny. Is it a squirrel? Is it a mouse? You know, then you pick your class: pirate, Valkyrie, Viking, assassin, samurai. Kind of like that's how I guess you
And
could.
it's like when you played the Spider-Man game. You started out, you could only play one character, and then you were able to play another one.
No,
and
you
then
can
were
still
able to
only
play
play
another one.
Spider-Man.
What was the one where you could do Hulk, and then eventually you could do that one?
Yeah,
Avengers.
yeah. So it is like that in that sense. But I guess when I think about it RPG style, I think about like they'll all have similar abilities, but they have like different traits. Like you can play orc, goblin, you know what I'm saying? Orc, elf,
Yeah.
this,
But
that.
it starts out with just the bunnies.
Right. So it's starting out with just the bunnies. The bunnies is the first drop. It's the first army we're building. It's the first of the story, and then from there.
It's the originals too. So it's it's level 1, but it's also this is the first drop, which is always more value in these first ones as these other ones go up
Absolutely.
in the long run, right?
Absolutely, and yeah, that's also another area on. We got an auto save going in. That's also an area of expertise on Chris's side of how like the value grows on drops of the first one compared to the second, and so on. Right, Chris? Well, not expert. Well, you know more about that on how the value grows from one project and how bringing in a second project adds value to the first project, etc.
Well, just delivering, right? It's deliverability and kind of building out the world, and again, in making it so that there's a bigger community. You just kind of grow your community and kind of prepare for those next phases, I guess, where you're building a game, because you don't want to just build a game for 5,000 people, right? You want to build a game so that more and more people can kind of engage. And so if an NFT is that gateway and that ticket, then, you kind of need to introduce more ways for other people to get in that maybe didn't get in on the first time. And maybe, if it's, has a certain higher value, or the floors kind of went up, maybe people would rather get into a new NFT if it's a little easier to get into.
And from a gaming perspective, have you seen it, or do you foresee like having? Must be late. My voice. I'm getting my late night radio voice. If this becomes a game on some levels, is there a value of having these from a gaming perspective of having the Battle Bunnies, the first ones?
I mean, there will be the Genesis, right? Everyone usually uses the term Genesis as like the first of its kind. CyberKongz was the Genesis, and then they had babies, and then they have CyberKongz VX, right, for Sandbox Land. So you kind of have like a CyberKong that's ready to go to Sandbox Land and that stuff. So I think just naturally the market will always value the first drop more. Likely it'll have less because this drop will have 5,000, but it's decently common in the Ethereum space to have 10,000 drops. So there's I guess kind of that at play that will. The first ones will probably always have the most value, and in our minds, we'll probably kind of build some of that stuff into the game too, where it's like if you have the original one, there's got to be some unique benefit that really just caters to the people that really supported you at the start, right? And that's also the hope, is that we keep delivering stuff to those people, but like as we go to the game, like we're not going to stop delivering for those people, right? In terms of the initial people that kind of supported us. And same thing with like Bored Apes. There's like Bored Apes and there's Mutant Apes. and then there's some other derivatives, but only the Bored Apes and the Mutant Apes like get you into certain things, whereas the other ones after do not kind of have the same like community benefit. They don't have the same kind of like access to certain people, certain engagement that the other ones do. We aren't Bored Apes yet, but at the same time, like I think that that's pretty common in the space, where the first one, maybe one after, kind of is always, you know, the main access ticket to different things, or has more access than, you know, a following drop.
Cool.
And this will, you know, they'll all be Frank's babies, but the first, like, I'm pretty certain we'll all remember this first drop more than any other drop, in terms of just kind of some of it's a learning process, some of it's you know, just creating this world, you know, taking what's in Frank's head and you know, kind of putting that down has been, you know, there's, it's just a process, I would say. It's not like it's work, but me and him have definitely had, you know, hours and conversations. Christa also, of just like, hey, what do you think of this? How do I do this? How does that work on your side? Or how does this kind of play with that? Even this kind of assembly that we've gotten to, we didn't start out there. There was, you know, a couple other thoughts, possibilities, but ultimately this was kind of what Frank really wanted to run towards. And then he, you know, then it was kind of like, oh, how does the generation software work? How you know, how should we do some of this? Because the uniqueness of this project is there's not many projects that are hand drawn and hand painted. Like in terms of maybe 3D space, that's a whole nother kind of world. But when it gets to the 2D art, a lot of the 2D art isn't, you know, kind of at this scale, in terms of the painting, in terms of the shadowing, in terms of the lightings, in terms of the reality that there's some things that just don't work because, like, again, they're hand-drawn pieces. And I think that that's, you know, unique to this project and unique to our rarities themselves, because there's just, that's why we have the misfits, because there's just some layers that are kind of more unique than any other layers. So they don't, like this, as we're looking at one right now, like this is the only system, the only like trait we have that goes across both hands. We've got, you know, there's certain situations where, you know, they don't have something in a hand, or they, you know, only have certain items in this hand, only certain items in this hand. This one is essentially kind of unique in that it will have two items that match, that collaborate in both hands. So he really won't have any option for anything else in his hands.
Yeah. And you know what else I was thinking as you were talking, like saying, it's like as the other drops come in the future, you know, art as an artist, I mean, you just grow as an artist. Things change. You know, you develop add new things into your style, new tools. So I think what makes this also, it makes it rare because of all those things. You know, it's a smaller drop, it's this, it's that, but it's the originals, right? And so but then what gets exciting about the other drops, yeah, granted, they might not be as rare as this one, or they might, you know, they might not have certain attributes that this one does have, but there will be this sense of growth that comes in the other projects, and sense of like new ideas that we didn't think of the first time around, or other exciting ways to make those NFTs stand out, or the art stand out. So I think that in its own is going to add this different kind of value to the future projects, if that makes sense.
Totally.
I mean, like all artists know you're always growing. You're always, you know, your artwork's always, not so much that the style changes, but you grow. And as you grow, you find cool new ways to draw a certain thing, or do you know, little tricks that change your painting or your lighting. And those will all kind of evolve into the new stuff. So it'll always have the same style, but you'll just watch the project evolve, just like any video game. You know, as the graphics get better, the art gets better. It's the same thing that's going to happen with the Battle Bunnies project.
Yeah, this looks amazing. Then, how did this come from your head to this, like the character, the Battle Bunny? Like, where do you start?
I think it started when Chris was showing me NFT projects. He was kind of walking me through NFT projects, and he showed me the bored apes. He showed me like these are the big projects, and a lot of them were big animals, apes, lions, and I was like, where's the cute critters? And I just looked at it, and I was like, I've always been about drawing small, cute critters: squirrels, chipmunks, mice, bunnies. I don't know, otters. I love otters, lemurs. Right? This is just cute critters. So I just wanted to do something cute, tiny. But then I thought, you got all these big badass apes and all that, and it's like, well, I want to create some little cute critters that look like they could kick the ass of these big giant animals. So I think that's kind of where it came from.
Interesting, man. And then where do you start? Like, where's the first, as an artist here, what's the first, are you sketching out? Where do you start? Where's the digital pen hits the digital screen? Where's the first place you start?
Start with character design, I guess, roughing out, kind of like, you see how, hold on, let me just do this real quick. I guess that's the best way to show you. This is where I start, kind of just this rough aspect of shaping something out. So it was the same thing I kind of did with Bunny's head. I just started drawing a circle and kind of building and designing eyes and playing with little like critters, just to kind of figure out what I wanted the bunny to look like. And so it was just little buildups from there. I tried different eye sets, different expression, like little things like that. So I just started with like simple little gesture drawings, and then it developed into sound. But I also had to figure out a way that I could have the hands visible, that I could put different items and traits on it. So there was a little challenge that kind of went into the pose of this. Hey, we lost our. There it is. I don't even know what that. Okay, so just that was kind of a challenge for me. Something different than I've ever really had to do, is to really develop something with all these different traits that had to line up, that had to work with the others, that had to not conflict with other things. So that was really, really a great challenge. It taught me a lot about it, and now it gives me some ideas of how we could work on it for the next drop. I think be a little more organized, and also gives me an idea for the next pose for the samurai squirrels.
I'm
And then
curious
Christa,
on Photoshop, like it's like you're painting or whatever, and it's like the brush. It looks like it's small on one end. Like what is that? What does the different shapes of brushes mean, or that you're kind of the different like wavy lines?
Honestly, these different wavy lines are just different pens. So right now, just to fill in, because it's like a little G pen that you could just.
Yeah, they're all like different textures, different shapes.
Mapping pen, kind of. Yeah, they kind of have different shapes to them. Like
even your squiggles look better than the stuff that I did. Like the squiggles you just did look like it was way more shapes than I put, and if I put some effort into it.
just get squiggly with it.
You
So,
gotta
yeah.
have that. Sounds like you might need a Will Smith squirrel
Squiggly
in the
with
next,
it?
yeah, squirrel in the next one. A Will Smith getting squiggly with it.
You know what? The next one, I really want to bring in a little more pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
Like we do have quite like a few in here, but also seeing Javi's project, he inspired me with some. Not that I don't have some Star Wars stuff maybe hidden in here. Actually, no. I threw lightsabers on Narf the man too, so we ain't gonna pretend that we don't have lightsabers in here. I mean, can't have not have.
Frank
lightsabers.
had to have his lightsaber.
I did. So, but I would like to maybe focus on like throw in a couple more cool pop culture references. But I also, when I go to draw and create the squirrels, I think we're gonna spend some time really trying to look into the culture. the samurai culture and history behind them, and take some really genuine things from it, and then add our own twists and elements to things too. So it's like you want to pay homage to that culture and to the samurai and all of that, and then you want to get a little squiggly with it on the other end,
Mm-hmm. And these are the Norse gods and things like that.
Yes, Norse and Norse Celtic gods.
Yeah.
We kind of went that line because it's Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
The whole theme started out with Vikings, and then my God, it really did just start out with the Vikings, right? And then it hit me, oh, we got to do a Valkyrie set, and then it's like, oh, well, why don't we just put the Valkyries in here? And then I don't know, and then a pirate hat came about, and it kind of evolved from all these other ideas, and we just started sticking them into one, and that's kind of how this particular drop evolved to where it is. I think we were even going to try to pull off in the first one like 4 characters. Like, so the samurai squirrels would have been in here. It would have been a mix, and I was like, "There's no way in hell that I could pull off that much in one drop."
Just wouldn't have worked with the layers and stuff.
Yeah, and that's it. Each character would have literally had to have its own set of traits designed. So it's like we would have to draw 150, 200 traits for each just animal alone in one drop. So. And they couldn't be used across with the other one, so it just didn't seem to work, as opposed to just focusing on one and then bringing in the others later in their own drop and just focusing on them and creating a little world for them as well.
It's interesting, essentially the people that will own the Battle Bunnies, they're essentially founding members of this group, founding members of this community, which is
absolutely
an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, and
always identifiable by having a bunny is as this project goes and other stuff happens. You're always the ones with the bunnies are always going to be known and seen because it could be your avatar, it could be your profile picture, whatever those things are.
Yeah, and I feel like the community are part of what's making it like this happen too. So they are the founders of this with us. They're picking.
They're helping us write the story, and like literally, like I mentioned earlier a little bit, but we're gonna have like on the website, like the book of knowledge, where it's gonna be Frank. You call it the grimoire.
Yes, grimoire.
So you're literally going to be able to tell us the story of your bunny, and it's going to go into the book with everybody else. So that's going to be really cool to see everybody's different personalities come out
and how they identify with their bunny, with their battle bunny or squirrel or whichever one.
Yeah, you can be whatever you want to be.
Bill, I think that's the beauty of it, and. Really, I love the RPG concept behind it because I feel like you level up in life, so you should be able to level up your bunny or squirrel, and you kind of I know when I played World of Warcraft for years, but in other RPGs, you kind of just fall in love with the character that you build. You start to see yourself. I mean, you essentially model them after what you would love or how you would see yourself or who you'd love to be in an alternate reality or something. So I think there's just something
about
that.
We're all doing in the metaverse.
Right. That's exactly. I mean, we know Ready Player One's coming eventually, man. So it's like we might as well get ahead of the game and start to create this cute, cuddly, kick-ass world for it. Because, not everybody's going to want to be big, bad apes. Some people might want to just be cute, badass bunnies.
Mm-hmm. Grimoire, is that like spelled backwards or something too? Actually, you had me
No, Grimoire is a word.
Oh, okay. It's a real word?
Grimoire, yeah.
Okay. I never heard it.
Google it, please. I played a lot of D&D, read a lot of fantasy, so most people are like, when I first told it to Chris and Christa, they were like, what the hell are you saying?
I had heard of it, but I didn't know the actual meaning.
Oh, I gotta shut off the skin. I can't use this.
But
skin.
it's basically a book of spells or a textbook of magic.
Or a book of knowledge. Or magical knowledge, history.
Yeah.
So we gotta shut off that glowy layer so I could paint up to the. Hey, is Melly still here with us? Melly, you still here with us? Say aye. few left, I'm gonna be annoyed because this is exactly what I was talking about the other day.
You might be
Showing
playing
you,
Overwatch.
you playing Overwatch. I'm showing you what I was working on, or telling you what you need to, how you need to layer your stuff. And here I am doing the work for you, and you ain't nowhere
You
around.
could be getting a seminar right now.
I know. And then he's gonna send me a file with a cajillion layers in it, and I'm gonna have to figure out what the hell is
Just send him a
what.
link to this video.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna send him a link to this video. They're
Will
like,
you ever do seminars for people in the community?
absolutely. I mean, I love doing them in the tattoo community.
Yeah, we're planning to go live every week, like from now on, basically, like through the whole next drop. We're gonna show you how we do it all.
Yeah, and by doing this through the next drop, I think would be great because then people will get to see the artwork being created in front of them, and they could be a part of it with their ideas. Not that I could promise that I'll create every idea somebody throws at me.
Right, and they won't see every item because we got to keep some stuff
Right,
for
of
the
course.
reveal.
But just every week they'll
But,
get to see something new that they get to pick.
What is the weirdest idea someone's given you so far? And weird doesn't mean to be bad. Weird is very good, right? So.
I don't
I'm
know.
trying to think what they were saying last time.
Yeah, because you saw it. I was too busy drawing.
What was
Luchador
what was
mask
an
was
idea?
pretty unique.
The
What was it?
luchador mask, right?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. And I would have done it, the luchador mask. I would have done it that night, but you know what? Like, just out of my brain for me to know, like, really get the nuances of it, I would have to look one up and see there's so much detail in those masks that I really wanted to pull reference for it. So, and then I was thinking, oh, well, I'll just draw it into this drop on my own time. But then I was like, you know what? Let me save it for the next one.
Do these do people will the owner of this one specifically know the date that it was created, like right now?
You know, yeah, oh no, you know when you minted it, right? But I don't think you'll know when the actual art was drawn, right, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, theoretically we could give them all like birth dates or whatever, but because there's still a ways to go, right? There's the generation part, so there's generation, there's putting it on IPFS, there's minting, there's revealing. So I guess they have all sorts of these dates that are kind of important to them, but theoretically you could add like a birthday to them and it'd just be in their metadata. It's like, oh, this guy was born this day. But I don't think any of them have, well, I know they don't have it now, and I don't know if we probably won't have that. I don't really care if we do, but
Yeah, and the one good thing is now that I have these files set to record, not just our little what we're doing here, but the actual file is recording as I draw, and so I will be, like I could put it all together in a video so that you can literally see it like sped up and watch everything come to life. And see like how the technique, I guess just seeing it being built in one either giant video, we could cut it up into just traits, like each trait that was designed.
I think you can even embed a video or embed like a YouTube link. I haven't tried it, but I think you can embed a YouTube link into the metadata that will live as the metadata.
Dude, that's not a bad idea either, because like when I start the next drop, which I already did start drawing the artwork for the next drop, and it's all being recorded. So if we chop it up, we take the long video, it's all going in the same one, so it doesn't matter. And I could just cut the whole thing out if I want to add to another layer. It's on one side.
So this is recording. This is recording right now.
No, this particular file is not, because I didn't set it up like that originally when I started it. No, it's not. And I said I was going to do it next. All right, you know what? Next, you know what? Here, let's do this.
Because you can. I mean, that's what you can just write the date on something and then erase it in the video or something, even on the date that it was made.
Yeah. Well, we're going to know now because you're recording it all on YouTube, sir.
There you go. And then also it's good with your YouTube. So obviously you just launched the YouTube. Discord is 6,000 and probably 7,000 by now, for crying out loud, since the thing started. But just launched the YouTube, but you have some educational stuff on there as well, that where you just kind of put some playlists together so people can understand or a little bit about the space that in an easily digestible, consumable video. I guess I saw those up there.
Oh, you're talking about on our little playlist. Yes, just kind of break down what is an NFT, how to make a MetaMask
Yeah,
wallet.
we're gonna be doing more of those once we get closer to the mid date to help everybody. If they need help making their wallet, you know, we're not gonna leave you hanging if you don't know how to do this stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll be there. The community is great too. Nobody will leave you hanging. You know,
Yeah.
even the community, people in the community, everybody just looks out for each other. It's amazing. Because even when we were minting hobbies, it was so new to us, and I'm so glad that well, first we had Chris and Joey with us, but his community was fantastic. They really just all kind of stuck together. Javi was a part of every step of the way too. Um, there's something special about this community that I didn't know existed until we were brought into it, and now I'm just so excited to create for this space. I feel like we're all in this together, and we're all creating this together. Honestly, none of this would happen without the whole team. There's no way. I mean, I could draw Battle Bunnies all day fucking long, but the project would not exist if we didn't have the four of us kind of working on this together to make it happen.
Yeah, Chris is a genius, man. I'm learning I feel smarter and dumber every time I talk to him
Yeah.
at the
Me
same
too.
time.
Same.
But somehow I don't understand half of what he says to me, and I'm just
He
like,
makes my brain hurt in a good way.
yeah.
Guys, I like sleep. I think I'm probably better sleeping half the time too, but yeah. Watching you draw, if I tried to draw, it would be not pleasant.
And I was gonna say,
Probably better than John's Britney Spears rendition, but still not top flight.
John, I was gonna say, we've been talking a lot about the Battle Bunnies project, about us and everything we do, and I'm glad, that everybody's here. But I would like if maybe you could tell, because you are helping us do all of this, which I mean, I can't tell you how much we appreciate to like stream us like this and do all of that. But maybe you could tell people a little bit of what you do and what Food Fight Studios does and why we're essentially working together, and and how we know each other for so long, and just the things maybe that we're kind of doing together.
Yeah, man. No, and first and foremost, I think it just popped up on a feed a week or two ago or something that you were doing this NFT space, and I was like instantly I was like, yes, I'm glad that Frank is doing this. It's perfect, and I'm glad that Chris and Joey and everybody had gotten you into it, because it's exactly what the next level, the next evolution of art stuff. So first and foremost, I was just excited about it. So I think I hit you up and was like pumped for you, and then we got on a call and just discussed the project a little bit, and yeah, man, and we just went and did a little live stream. So I'm super brain fried to be talking about my stuff at this point, but I am excited to work for him. I think I'm excited to be part of the community and see where this thing goes, and excited to get my Battle Bunny and see what the heck we get. But I think there's some cool opportunities. I mean, we've been flirting in a good way, but trying to figure out which ways we could work together in some things. I've always been a fan of your art and things, and so this is it, man. I think potentially, I think Food Fight Studios is an animation company or a content creation company. So we've done a little bit of taking some of your characters and animating them as just proof of concept type stuff before.
Yes.
So with these things, especially with the technology that's out and stuff like that now, I mean, there's potential we can do some 3D animations. We could do 3D cartoons. Like we could do some Battle Bunny shorts. There could be games. There could be avatars. So I think what's that?
said it could be all of it.
It could be all of it. So just as exciting about not knowing, you know, when you open that pack to figure out what Battle Bunny you get or whatnot, figuratively speaking, the just exciting about that to see where, you know, what we end up doing in the future. So
Me too, man. Me too. And I was just going to say, you know, you can't just get one. That's the thing about these things. And I thought that too. So anybody who's listening, who's there and they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to get one and I can't wait to see which one I get. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately, because you get one and then you're like,
you're always
oh, wait.
upselling me, man, in a good way. You know,
I'm
and it always
not,
works.
I'm not you, just everybody.
Because I must have said one. I must have said one
You did
Caracas. I
say
want
one,
one
but it made
Caracas
me
set.
think.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
But that made me think because I had that same attitude going in, dude. Me and Krista both were like, we're going to get one each.
And we did.
And we did start that way.
We got one, and then it was like, oh, I want
But
another one.
Yeah, because then you started to see them reveal, and you're like, holy shit, I want one like that. Oh my God, this legendary. Oh my God, this exists. I need to have that. And so we wound up with 15. We really did.
I'll
and
show
we
you.
were going to buy more. I'm
sh-
just saying.
I'll show you not the digital version of what you just did to me, but I'll show you the real version of it. Be right back in 2 seconds.
Okay. All right. Hey, any of you guys that are still here with us, I just want to thank you for hanging out this long. You know, it's been it's a slow process, and I know sometimes people come in and yes, I'm here.
I don't know how many trips to the shop it was, but I think it started out with this one right here, right? So, and then you're like, you can't just have.
Oh, I remember that.
Right? Oh my God! Yes, that's from the Eternal Ink days.
Your mom has that.
Yes, I think the original painting, right?
I don't know.
So this one is 50 of 250, right? So the good news is Battle Bunnies, the one that you get, it's got different unique traits, is 1 of 1. This is 50 of 250. But I got this from my my last hurrah of tattoo was when we found out I was having a boy. I was like, well, I better get a tattoo before shit starts getting expensive. So we so I saw that and I was like, oh, let's get that. So we got that for his like crib room. He's now 8 years old now, for crying out loud.
So yeah, that was okay. That was quite a while ago. Yeah.
We got this one.
Oh, it's a wrap.
Yep.
That's right. I remember. That's some old school stuff right there.
Lesson in Leaf. 10. This is number 10 of 100. And now the boys are at I got even more. Then the boys kind of graduated to like this type of stuff right here.
Oh yeah, the tigers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the more recent ones. I think a couple of years ago I did that.
2018 it said, man. So and then Frank was like, you can't just have one, man. You can't just do one. We got the
oh, that's right, the Avengers. Yeah, well, yes, the that's right. It's
what was it?
Iron Ham. It was Tony Pork.
Yeah.
It was Captain America.
Captain America.
And Ham's Thor.
Ham's Thor. Yep.
That's right.
Yep. That's it. So that's it, man. You're right. You are right. You know me that you can't just get one. But yes. So maybe. Probably.
I got you, man.
Probably.
Okay, so we got our local color in. I know everybody's like,
that's usually what I'm doing.
Yeah, this is usually Krista's job, is laying in the local color right now.
And all the layers on top.
You know what? Let's go silver on this end right here.
Eventually I'll do my screen and I'll be working while he's working.
Yes.
I'm taking the night off.
Yep.
I was doing stuff all day.
You earned it.
Yes. Let's go. I want to go in a silver.
We're gonna do more. We're actually gonna do some collabs on the next drop too.
Cool.
I'm gonna be getting down with it. Bringing some realism in.
We did. I was gonna say we did color collabs on this one.
Yeah.
essentially. Okay, let's do that.
What's the stuff that you like to draw most, Christa?
Well, my style is realism, and I do a lot of watercolor as well. But I like the real animals, and I do a lot of flowers. I do a lot of Disney stuff. I love doing Disney stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place, but not.
Super talented.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got to get
Frank
all
and I
set.
have never worked on anything together, really. So this is.
We did in school.
Yeah.
We did.
But this is
We
really
did a couple tattoos together.
like the first thing that we've been able to
Do
work
as a
on
team.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
We've
After
been
15
waiting
years.
for something,
Yeah.
and we feel like this is it. And we're not, we're in it long term.
Yeah. We're in it for the long haul because this, honestly, there's nothing, I can't imagine. Like,
We have so many ideas and so much cool stuff that are already in the works. So it's exciting.
Yeah.
I think it's just I guess the idea of, I don't know, just creating a world. It's something we always wanted to do. Oh, look at that. Look what happens when Frank don't pay attention to what he's doing. There we go. Much better. We want to bring some silver into this. We're going to do some silver and gold, make it really holy and royal as well.
Love those colors, man.
Thank you. So we got to figure out what are we going to do on this side. I think where the silver, I don't know. We're going to say that this pin goes up in this thing here. So we're going to bring that color into the cross here. I'm going to bring it into the cross here. That. Oh yeah, right now.
Chris, how's that website coming?
I did get it back up today. I broke
The
it.
question of the day.
Refixed it. But yeah, still got to keep messing around with it because what it says, what it looks like on my development world is not what it looks like. It's just bigger. So I thought I'd fix that. Didn't fix it. So gotta refix it. But that's what I was doing right before this. And so like I took the whole website down on accident and I got it back up, but that'll be what I'm working on, is just trying to deploy it and either break it or do something so I know why it's not doing what I want it to. That's just dev stuff, is you try to break certain things and you try to fix certain things. So this is going to be a day where I'm trying to break something so I can figure out how to fix it.
Yeah, and that's a good thing too. I'm excited about that too, and I think so everybody knows the Battle Bunnies website will be arriving soon, and that'll also have a lot of great information on it. And that is where everybody will go to mint their Battle Bunny. So when the whitelist opens and all that stuff, so you need to follow Discord so you can keep an eye and know when everything's happening, and if you're on the whitelist, when the minting starts, all of that good stuff. And then you're going to be using the Battle Bunnies website to do all of that. What else do you do on the Battle Bunnies website, Chris? Good talk.
Sorry, I was on mute apparently.
I'm just talking about you, man.
So it's got some of the art. It's got a little bit about you guys. It's got the roadmap itself. It will have FAQs. It has FAQs. I just kind of was messing around with them, but it'll have, some of the basic stuff about the Battle Bunnies, not just roadmap stuff, but like, what is a mint? What is an NFT? What is like things we've talked about in here, difference between reveal and mint, right? Helping people kind of understand that stuff. It'll also have all the team members on there. We are hoping to have an armory coming soon where you'll get to see, and some of this stuff will be after reveal, right? We don't want we don't want to have an armory and all the items until after we reveal, but we'll have like the rarity. So prior to reveal, probably as minting is happening, we'll put up all 5,000 of the Battle Bunnies, so everyone can see them. Everyone can kind of sort them and kind of understand their rarities, understand the unique traits, understand, you know, if you're curious how many toxic bunnies there are, how many toxic brethren, or I guess sisterin. I don't know what the word for female would be in that one, but you know, the other people that have similar ones like you, or even just seeing like the really cool ones that like haven't been revealed yet. Like there's a lot of very special, unique like traits that you'll only see if you kind of go through all of them, right? And look at all the Battle Bunnies. Otherwise, you know, you might not see them. You know, they might be so rare that just no one kind of ever lists that one, or that you don't scroll, you know, through all of them and kind of look at the metadata and stuff.
So I was gonna. So you'll be able to see, because I know there are things like Rarity Sniper, right, and sites like that where they kind of do the ranking and stuff for you. But I know you had something in mind where we could kind of break it down ourselves, I guess, or
yeah. I mean, you give Rarity Sniper and all that. You give them your rarities, so they just have built a platform that all it does is kind of have that set layout. So it's like we have to build a little more like customization in terms of like search filters and stuff. But that's the hope, is that it'd live on our website and, you know, our community can see it. If we want to throw it up on Rarity Sniper, that's okay too. But that's more just like their community. So it's like, hey, this is for our community. Like, how do we, you know, kind of make sure that our community knows the rarities more efficiently than anybody else, right? Yeah. I guess is what I would say. And that's why some people will just only leave the rarities in Discord. Like they won't even put them up on Rarity Sniper, and it's just so that like your community understands the value of each one. Now for us, it's a little bit different because each bunny will have a battle ranking. So generally, like, more people are going to be able to understand uniqueness and rarity of that item versus, you know, knowing how many traits there are, or kind of not, you know, just saying like, oh, this is a 1% or 3% chance trait. And then trying to figure out, like, if I sum up all these, like, how much, you know, how does this, you know, NFT relate to this other NFT on rarity? So ours will be a little more transparent, but.
And we did talk about also like maybe like some kind of like builder in the future on the site where people could put in their items that they have on their bunny, and they could kind of see their Battle Bunny's item like level. They're like, I have a level 73 Battle Bunny, you know.
Yeah, that'll be on the rarity because each one is set, right? Like it just it's defined. So that'll be part of that, and we'll have, like, if we do it on our side, like we'll have a little more like control over things that we can do more specific, whether it's search by, you know, this weird thing, or you know, whatever it is that we kind of want to build in that is more native to the Battle Bunnies ecosystem than like Rarity Sniper's ecosystem.
Right. So that's that. I guess that's the really great part about having our site and being able to utilize it for all this stuff, where community could really just come and you know, kind of learn a lot about their Battle Bunnies and what we're doing and what they have and where they're going. All of it, Chris. All of it. I'm excited for all of it right now.
All that.
All that. I'm excited about this damn holy hand grenade, which I can't promise everybody's going to see done tonight. As much as I want to finish it for everybody,
I can promise you I'm not going to see it done tonight.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to, you know. But yeah,
I told you an hour, man, and for me, and but I'm genuinely interested here, and it's like it's like meditation. I just can't stop staring at the screen, and my head is tilting like this as I go. And
that's so fun. That's what Chris said last week.
I'm gonna mesmerize everybody.
Yep.
Just watching it. Right, Chris, you said that to me. You were like, you were supposed to go get work done.
Yeah,
But you-
didn't do it. Just was watching.
Yeah, it's just this process of local color is really that's why, you know, Christa, I guess in that sense was a saving grace because she laid in the local color for a lot of this, and really just a time saver. So that way I could just focus on rendering it all. Sometimes you're not even sure what colors to pick for things. So this local color is really just all the base color for those wondering what I'm talking about when I say local color. It's essentially the color of an object with no lighting or shading or shadow on it. It's a natural color, and so that's what I'm kind of doing right now is just building this local color. And sometimes I zoom in and do this work so close up and so large where you can actually see the pixels, but in reality, nobody's ever going to see it that large. But that I think that's a little bit of a perfectionist thing, but most of the time you'll see it like that. But I think it's just me wanting everything, each item to be perfectly sculpted, so people kind of just see. No, you know what? The actual image is 14 inches by 14 inches. So those who own the Battle Bunny, I believe. Now, as does the actual NFT is the size that it's originally created, correct, Chris?
Yes.
Okay, so which means that you'll be able to zoom in or blow up your Battle Bunny if you wanted to print them out and have them at a decent size. That's another reason I'm doing it this way and created everything so large. I want it to be able to like have other use cases for it than just being a avatar or some tiny thing on your, you know, a screen pic or something like that, profile pic. Okay, so we got the golds in. No, let's make this gold too. Screw it. I think this will look good in gold. Nope, nope, not that far, right up to there. But you're wondering what colors are going to be what, where. I'm wondering the same thing as I paint this. Like, you know, what color should we make this? What color should we make that? Cool thing is, you know, sometimes we will just maybe create color variants of this. In a sense, it depends on how carried away I wind up getting once the whole thing is lit and painted. So, all right. So, you know what? We're going to take this color, make a new layer, and let's create this cool pattern up here like this. Some kind of cool yeah. Some little Celtic knotwork up there, right? Like that. Let's do this one down here.
Before I don't answer you and you say good talk in 0.5 seconds after I don't answer you, I'm gonna bounce for a minute and
Okay.
I'll be back.
I do that to everybody, man. I'm sorry. It's
I'm
just
just
funny.
teasing. I'm just teasing.
Like, good talk. So anyway, I guess now it's all quiet in here. I guess
It's
people
just you and me, buddy. Just you and me.
Anybody else still watching? Anybody else still hanging out with us?
Loving on the dog.
Yeah, there's a couple people still watching, at least on YouTube. I know.
Anybody got questions or want to talk about the art or anything like that? I love answering questions about the art. We're talking. I mean, you got any artists out there who joined us tonight?
I'm looking at the comments. Nothing has come through yet, but I will keep you
Keep me posted.
updated if
It's either
something
maybe
comes across.
this is like soothing in some sort of way, and I'm just putting people to sleep. They just fell asleep with their YouTube on and just listening to my
chilling out.
voice.
Bob
Yeah,
Ross.
just staring at while I draw these happy little zigzags.
Somebody commented on our Discord, "Happy little bunnies."
They are happy little bunnies.
What are your
Ooh.
go-to brushes, Frank?
My go-to brushes. Okay, well,
Tattoo Smart, right?
what?
Use the Tattoo Smart brushes.
No, because those are character brushes that I made for Procreate. So those are like eyes and stuff like that. No, my brushes on here, um, right now what I'm using is the G Pen, which I love a lot, especially for laying in like solid color and local color, because you can really create nice sharp
That's what I use
edges
as well.
like that. So that's my main one. When it comes to actually painting, I go into oils, and there's this Painterly Photoshop flat brush. I have no clue where I get it. I use that, the Painterly textured, and then I have some down here that these are mine. I made like trees and bushy brushes and stuff, and so I'll use that a lot in my own brushes for the environment. But a lot of work I do is with this textured and this Photoshop flat brush, which has an interesting shape that kind of looks like this when I paint. So when I'm painting, kind of works like that. It blends for you, and you can spin and kind of work in like little tiny angles. So I kind of like this oval-esque looking brush to work with. And I'll do mainly most of my painting with that. Depends if I'm like painting mountains or trees and stuff. Like I said, I have some of my own little brushes that I created for that. When I'm doing textures, I'll look for photos of what of texture I need of what I'm creating, and I'll kind of try to bring that into the image and then paint that texture into things using those same similar brushes. Oh, I can't say like I have this huge brush portfolio that I use, or brush palette that I use honestly, where I know some people have tons of brushes they use for every little thing. I usually try to make just those few work for me and create whatever I need to. Unless something comes along where I could find, this great brush for something else. And if I could add it to my arsenal, I absolutely will. All right. So looks like we got those things. I feel like we kind of need some gold up in here somewhere or something. Right? You know where we need gold? Hi, buddy.
Can't see him. He's so dark.
Oh,
Han. Han is coming.
there he is.
He's
There's my
awake.
little boy.
He was sleeping.
I want this. Let's see. You know what? We're gonna put this on the main gold layer here. We're gonna do this. I want this here. This I did silver. That's that. That's that one. Kind of want to pass. Where did I put? This is always the fun thing too, is looking for what layer you put. That's all of that. That's the purple on the key. Oh, I did. I put it right on this layer. So this one here is that. We should be able to paint right on top of this. Oh, it would help if I picked the color I wanted to paint. I didn't even realize I was stuck on the wrong color. I was like, why is this not working?
Mm.
There we go.
So with colors, like, what did you kind of go into this with your like a mindset, and you're
Nope.
kind of doing it, or how are you coming up with the color game?
I usually do. Have
the one in the movie was kind of that color brown. And then like we just literally Googled holy hand grenade, and there was some really cool like DIY ones where people made their own and they added gems and all this stuff. So we kind of taken from everything.
I love those
Yeah.
Comic-Con cosplayers, man. They got
Yeah.
3D print games. It's like you wouldn't believe they've got capabilities.
Yeah. And so honestly, I just you know what? We're going to do this to match. I just started running with it. Sometimes I have a game plan. Sometimes I know exactly what the hell colors I'm going to paint. Let's make this easy. Just do this. And sometimes I go in and just really try to balance things out. I pick some kind of color palette because I know I want this to have metal, like golds and silvers in it. I want it to be holy, and I just started thinking about that. A lot of times, they have the crosses with the golds and silvers and kind of all these things. So that's kind of where I got. And I thought about the royal purple, and that's a little bit of where my mind went as far as color palette so far. And then we got some gems in there, so I'm going to balance that out now and just pick that and see if I could balance those colors along the way. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, we're gonna have to add some gold into here somewhere, right? So
looks like somebody else agrees. They're saying very relaxing. Same. I don't know if it's the same as tattooing and watching you at a convention, but there is something, I guess, relaxing about watching you do tattoos. I wouldn't say actually getting tattooed is as relaxing, but
no.
as watching you draw. But it's very similar.
It's noisier too, right?
I mean, at conventions usually, but it's also a fun medium to watch, right? Fun medium.
Huh.
Take the dogs out.
Okay, go ahead. Taking them for their little walk.
I probably will take him. She'll be coming back.
Okay.
Keep your eye out.
All right, I'm keeping my eye out.
Put the camera on, Frank.
Well, all you're gonna see is the top of my head now.
That's all right.
Oh, okay. So let's see. Let's pick some gem colors.
You can watch your drawing face.
Christa, you're a piece of work sometimes. Let me tell you.
Frank does this thing with his mouth where it's like an automatic thing, right? He doesn't even know he's doing it, but he'll mimic what he's doing with the brush with his mouth.
Yeah. Oh no!
It's really cute.
You have been set up, bro, because only
Yeah.
people are gonna watch.
I know.
Mouth.
Thanks, Christa.
It's cute though.
You might think so. I don't think everybody else is going to. I do have a thing where when I cut with scissors, my mouth goes like that, like open and closes. Well, when I use that, I've been doing that since I'm a little kid. I don't know why the hell I do that. All right, so we need one red gem there. Let's balance it out. Red gem there. Let me see. Got any ideas here? Let's look. Red, all right. So we got a nice center red gem. Maybe some green and blue gems. Let's pop it out. Let's see, green, blue, green, blue, yellow, purple. I don't know. Any suggestions? I can't look at what people suggest because I can't. Well, I guess I can lean over.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone has suggestions yet for green to blue, but
I mean, how zoomed in on my face is this, Christa? What is?
it was zoomed in on your face. I think John was trolling you a little bit just so we could all try to see that brush interaction you make with your mouth, apparently.
Oh, okay. Now I'm going to be very conscious of it.
You and me, and now it's just you. I think John's having too much fun with the different camera angles.
All right. Green. What's funny is sometimes I'll make things a certain color. I'll put them in a certain way or a certain place, and if I don't like them, I'll go back and I'll balance the colors out and figure out like
kind of change the color, or like when you say balance it out, is that what you're talking about? Like
I might change the colors because I just don't like the colors that they're there.
Do you have to like repaint it, or is it like a hue shift, or like if you want that to like change a little bit, you just like copy it, or you like grab it and then shift the hue? Yeah.
It's any either or. So like honestly, if I wanted to just change that blue, I could just alpha lock the channels, or people call it lock the transparency of that. Let's say I really wanted to purple, and I could just do that, and now it's purple. Or I could do what you said. I could essentially select this, and then just bring up the hue menu, and then we could just do it this way too, and bounce back and forth between colors. So it's a variety. It depends on what's for me is the easier with what I'm working with at the time. Like right now, oh shit, I locked it. So I got okay.
Somebody just said this bunny is about to have the power of a holy hand grenade fused with infinity stones.
Yes. Oh my God. You know what? That's brilliant.
That's what he needed.
We're going to call it the Infinite Holy Hand Grenade. That's what we're naming it, Chris.
Do it.
The Infinite Holy Hand Grenade. That's exactly what the fuck just happened. But we need all the colors. So we're going to need, we got red, green, blue. I'm going to have to balance that. We're going to need purple. So let's put a purple stone here at the top. And it's too close to the other, so we don't want to do that. There's orange and yellow. Let's put the purple here at the bottom, so it'll balance the purple from the top there and the purple from the wrappings on. See, that's another thing that does go through my thought process, is trying to balance out the colors. I don't know if there's like a rhyme or reason, or it's a certain thing. Well, I guess there is an absolute rhyme or reason. Whether it makes sense to people or not is different. But I mean, it's like I could have put it there, but I already got purple there, and so I want to kind of create this trifecta between the two objects where you have purple, purple, purple. So you kind of create this balance. And the same thing, I only brought gold here because I got the silver there, silver here, and now we got the silver that moves around. So we kind of got 3 points of silver, and that, and I put. It's for me. It seems like it's a balancing act. We need an orange stone, right? Orange. It really is just a balancing act when I paint, of balancing shapes, line weights. Not line weight so much because I don't use much line work, but I guess my curved versus sharp lines. Like I could have made these smooth runes in here, but because I have such rounded edges around there, and the gems are kind of rounded, I decided that I need some sharp edges in there too, which is why I threw these sharper edges in this part of the cross and up here, just to balance my shapes. And now I'm going to just try and balance out my color, and then I'll try and balance out my lighting. And yellow. Okay, so we're gonna, all right, you know what, we're gonna go with this greener yellow because we got a very warm yellow there in the gold itself. So we're gonna have to create a cooler yellow. And there's another way I think of balancing things is temperature in my colors.
When you say temperature, like you're saying, like different colors have temperatures, or different different yellows have different temperatures.
All colors have temperatures and different temperatures. So here, watch. We'll break it down. We'll go to the color wheel here. And so right now, where we're in is, if you think about warm versus cool colors, you got your warm colors, which are red, orange, yellow, right? Those are the warm colors. Even pink is in the warmer color, but the pink starts to sway towards the cooler, where you have purple, blue, and green, right? Which are your cool temperature colors. But within each one of those, you can have warm. So warm and cool, right? So yellow is warm technically. So if I go more towards these oranges here, right, I got a warm yellow. If I go more towards the greens here, which I have this yellow here, we got a cool yellow. And the same thing with the green. If we pick a green that's more towards these yellows, when you take a green that's more towards the like the yellow, you have a warm green. When you go more towards the turquoise side, now you have a cool green, right? We're staying in the same value scale, and same thing with blues, right? Cool blues, you're going to pull more toward. Now the blues, you pull more towards the green side, you got a cool blue. You pull more towards the purple side, you have a warm blue, because the purple, in that sense, the purple, even though it's a cool color, it's towards the warmer side. It's going to start warming up your blue versus cooling down your blue. And then you got cool purples, which fall in here, in the blue purple, and then you have your warm purples, which fall into these red, right? So that's kind of more in the warm purple family, I guess, around here, and then you have more of the cool purple family.
Yeah.
So like I try and balance out the temperatures of colors. So where this yellow that we have on the base is a warmer yellow, and now what I'm going to put in the gem is a cooler, because I got two yellows against each other, and I don't want them to blend together. So did I miss any of the Infinity Stone colors? Did I fuck something up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Here we go. I got you.
I should fucking know this.
Yeah, it looks like what you have orange. It looks like orange, red, purple, blue, green, yellow.
I got them all. Like Pokemon, collect them. Actually, I know shit about Pokemon. I just know you're supposed to collect them all. Pokemon was never my generation.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might have been might have skipped you.
Go ahead,
I
say
did
it, Chris.
Pokemon
Say
though.
it, Chris.
That was on my Game Boy.
Oh yeah, okay. I had a Game Boy, but I don't know.
You didn't have Pokemon? What the heck were you
No.
doing on a Game Boy without Pokemon?
I had the original. Well, because there was no fucking Pokemon on my Game Boy. It was Tetris, bro. It was Tetris on my Game Boy.
I mean, eventually.
Anybody else remember Tetris?
I mean, we all remember Tetris. Pokemon was on the big block. Now it went to the color, but I'm almost certain it was on the.
I don't remember
the yellow screen or whatever, where it's just like no color.
Was it?
Well, yeah, I think. Hold on. First Pokemon release. Game release. Great. Little trivia. February 1996, my man. February 1996.
When did Game Boy come out?
Let's see. Nintendo that debuted February. That's Game Boy release date. Ooh, it was a little later. 1989 was the original, so it took about 7 years.
Okay, so 96. I started tattooing in 97, dude. I wasn't playing Pokemon on the Game Boy.
We can talk about what I was doing in 96, but I was younger. I was definitely young. I was definitely playing video games, my man.
I was
definitely playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
96, I was playing Pokemon.
I was like, wait a minute, this is something not adding up for me there. Okay, so all right, good. We got our, all right, let's see. I'm not going to pull through to complete this from one end to the other, but I am going to start creating base layer of shadow for everybody. So you can kind of start to see it come to life, right? So I know where my light source is here. I know what blocks here. I know what gets hit with the ear there. So a lot of this now, I'm just going to create some really heavy.
So it looks like somebody did say yellow and blue versions. I'm assuming they are talking about Pokemon. And so now as I'm looking, apparently they stated the red and green and the blue versions were 1996, but they were not in North America. They were in Japan, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. The first ones that Americans got was in 1999, which was the yellow version. And then after that was red and blue in 98. So red and blue and yellow kind of came around 98, 99.
What are you talking about?
The yellow and blue versions of the Pokemon game. There was like 5 Pokemon games.
Oh, okay.
Each different version, like whether it was yellow or blue, depended on like the types of creatures that could be. Like there was some that would only be in this one game, but they wouldn't be in the other.
Okay.
Hunting for the creatures.
Okay. All right. I hear you. I got you, dude. I understand what you're saying now. You see, I had no clue. I guess it just wasn't, the timing of it wasn't for me, I guess.
Yeah. Fascinating thing is I don't think anyone really challenged that space until recently. There was another game that came out that was pretty popular. I'm trying to remember the name of it. But it's very similar to Pokemon, but it was just their own like creation, and a lot of people were playing it.
I'm saying, it's crazy because we think like, I know, they're like, okay, and what direction are you going with the game and this and that? And it's like, look, when you ask me that, there's a million directions I could go. like we could go in and I could imagine up and design them like to be that way, but it's hard to say because you don't know what the metaverse is so new, right? I'm looking at it that way. The metaverse is so new, and we don't know exactly what its capabilities and possibilities are yet. I feel like it's like the Atari version right now, right? It's like Atari version of Ready Player One. So, but by the time we get through these drops, we create these drops, and it's developing so fast that I feel like that's really going to lead us to open up our options to what really is possible. So I don't want to just say, oh, this is it, this is what we're doing now. It's like we have a direction. We're creating the characters, we're creating the classes, we're creating the way the items and weapons are designed, the style of everything. And then, as the community grows, I want to see what, games people love. And it's like, well, we already kind of have everything built and ready to go for it. So let's move in that direction. I feel like that's a fair assessment than just saying, this is it, because
yeah, I mean, there games do take a little bit of time, but that's kind of the beauty of some of the depending on the complexity of the game. You can kind of build a lot of the infrastructure and integrate a lot of the stuff on the blockchain side without kind of some of the game, like your avatar being the unlock kind of key. You can kind of do that in its own way. Tim was the game I was thinking of that was pretty popular over the last like a year or so ago, that was very inspired by Pokemon, but kind of did its own thing, because Pokemon games have kind of moved to a little different now. At least a lot of the recent ones are a little different than the old mantra.
Gotcha.
Or that's like did you ever didn't you do Pokemon Go? The one where you which game did you do? You did one of those mobile games, the augmented reality games, didn't you?
Oh, the Harry Potter one.
You did the Harry
Potter one, yeah.
The same people, I think, made the Pokemon Go that did that one, I think.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you told me you went to a mall once.
Yeah, the mall right by our house. Yeah, we went to the mall because there was a ton of fucking Harry Potter critters and creatures there, Had to go catch them. I mean, we didn't play that as long as we thought we were going to. I think it just got repetitive for us. And I was like, yeah, they really wanted to drag your ass out to like, you want these rare ones? Go to fucking this. It's like, yeah, that ain't gonna fucking happen. So we just kind of, we did the event for a little while. It was fun while it lasted, and then
no more chasing Harry Potter.
There weren't many around. Like, we had to keep going.
Had to put miles on the car, huh?
What?
Had to put miles on the car to get those.
Yeah, like we were in a bad area because we went to stay at a friend's house, and they had tons of them. Like, you could just walk around the neighborhood and get them. But for us...
Oh, that was in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, so we got to come all the way to fuck out here in the middle of the woods, North Carolina, to get this shit. Why isn't it like near our house or even at the local mall? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I wonder if that's like how many people are around you and they like claim it. I wonder if that's how it works. I don't know. Because I feel like you're at a pretty common place where you would think they should be, right? I mean,
we really are.
I mean, I think the Harry Potter things, they retire in Florida also, so like there should be a lot in Florida around Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
No, there would be like one every 6-7 blocks. It was crazy. You had to drive, you had to get out of the car. It was a lot.
Did you get to see other Harry Potter aficionados, or was it just kind of you by yourself and like no one else? Like, I know on the Pokemon, like everyone would be in the same spot, so there's like 100 of you.
No, it was just me and Frank walking around the mall.
Yeah, we don't know if anybody else was playing Harry Potter.
Maybe that's why they're all in South Carolina, because they're like more people around, the like faster they get claimed, and then they go in the ethos. So if you live in the middle of nowhere, they're a little more hidden.
Yeah, I guess they got less to do out in North Carolina, right? So
maybe the Wi-Fi is slower, so they got a better chance of escaping.
Yeah. Is it pouring out, Christa? Is that
Yes,
my imagination?
I just made it.
Oh shit! It's coming
As soon as I
down.
walked in the door, it started pouring. Had that good timing.
So,
This looks awesome.
you know what it's? We've decided. Well, somebody helped us decide. If you look at the.
Oh, I was watching on my walk. I heard the whole thing.
Oh yeah, it's the infinite
I
holy
love it.
hand grenade. Thank you, Apollyon. I'm guessing is how you say it. Is that correct, Apollyon?
It is now.
Okay, it is now.
I love it. Some more of that pop culture in there.
Yeah, this is a legendary for sure. You guys helped us create a legendary item. Dude, I almost feel like to paint this up and make it the one mythic, because when you cross Infinity Gems and the Holy Hand Grenade,
this is it.
you are talking some more than legendary shit. You're talking some mythic shit right there, right? What do you think, Chris?
I mean, whatever you think. I think this is pretty epic or legend. Like I don't want to. I guess epic's the wrong word. This is pretty awesomely rad compared to the other items. I don't want to. I can't say mythic, legendary, epic. Like 90% of the words I would use to like describe most things, you kind of have claimed. So
We have his qualities already. Yes.
Got to go with a rad.
All right. I'm gonna give it like level 15 rad.
World changing.
Yes, this is world changing. So it's like it's crazy because it's infinity stones, right? So it can remove half the population, but then at the same time, it's the fucking holy hand grenade. So then it blows up the other half that it left behind. Like I don't know. Very dangerous artifact, right here.
Is this like the Ready Player One where they drop the item and it gets rid of everybody?
Yes, there you go. What that was? Oh no, he did have the holy hand grenade in that.
No, there was.
There was a
Wasn't that
holy
the
hand grenade.
Osavox? Was that the Osavox one, or was the Osavox one the one that created the
shield?
Like, the shield around it?
Right, there was a shield, and then there was the thing that
blew everything
like,
up.
reset the whole world. I just watched it, and I don't remember the names.
But I could watch that movie over and over and over again. I swear.
I think I watched it a little bit ago too, but for some reason I only like remember the orb of Osavox just because he says it like 3 or 4 times in a row.
The orb was the shield, I believe, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think because the other one was the thing that he bought.
No, the other thing was that guy that was a tube. Remember, it was like a tube that he opens in.
Yeah.
And he turns and it's like this bomb that detonates and then just wipes out everybody. Everybody just gets zeroed out.
All right, a few more minutes and then we'll call it.
Yeah. Just so you guys kind of get to see what's going on and how we build everything out. And so, yes, this is the process. This is the time frame. Some things I could do a little quicker. Some things take a lot more work. Now, once we start getting into the lighting, this is where I got to...
It kind of comes together quick.
Yeah, it does.
Once
but I
you
got to
get the
concentrate a
base
little
work
more,
done.
too, on things, right? This comes a lot of balancing of back and forth and me just roughing in where I see and want the light to be.
So,
yeah.
Ready Player One, Orb of Osavox was definitely the shield. The one that got rid of everyone unless you had the extra life was the catalyst.
Okay.
It's a one destroy all artifact.
Okay. Makes me want to watch that fucking movie again, dude.
Hey, it's a good movie. There's nothing wrong with watching it a couple times.
No, it's awesome. I love it. I love that it's got so many pop culture references. It's got Overwatch characters in there and shit.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I remember that. I mean, I remember a lot of the other like unique items, but I don't know if I remember the Overwatch. You probably know the Overwatch lineup better than I do, though.
Yeah, Tracer's in there, zooming around.
Oh, I know who Tracer is.
Yeah, she's in there.
What other ones do I know? That's sadly the one that I think they just changed his name, like McCree. I knew who that one was.
McCree,
Yeah,
they did. They just changed
it, and
his
I couldn't
name.
believe they did that because he's an original character to that game.
Yeah, it's because
Why
the
did
guy
they change it?
the guy named him after himself, and they didn't want to be affiliated with the guy that named him after himself.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
one
a
of
pretty
the-
fucking cool
I
name.
forget what they even named him now.
Yeah. I
Couldn't
forget
do
if it was
that,
his name or if it was just him. He was the one that kind of named him. I forget, but that was why they got rid of it. But at the end of the day, it really didn't matter because they just are selling themselves to Microsoft for just $70 billion. They got lying
Yeah, that's
around.
right. You told me Activision bought them for $70 billion. Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
any
they
of
bought-
you out there play Overwatch? Frank and I play on PlayStation, so join the Discord. Let's play.
Play Overwatch.
Yeah.
Wait, does that mean I can be on the Overwatch team? Like, how good are you guys? Like,
Absolutely.
how
You
bad
could,
would I
you,
bring
no,
myself
no,
down?
you could be on the Overwatch team. Depends, man.
We used to be like, I would say we're good when we have a team, but when it's just us, it's hard because you're playing with random people and they're not playing as a team. They're doing their own thing, but
Yeah, so when you play with
we're
random,
solid.
when you play with random shitheads, it's difficult because everybody just goes for kills. Like you're not playing your roles. You know, you gotta, how like they used to say in WoW and RPGs, it's
Stay in
like,
your lane,
or
man.
know your role. Like if you're a tank, fucking tank. If you're a healer, fucking heal. And that becomes the problem. Sometimes you got people. Well, you'll get on a team with everybody, and then all of a sudden you got 5 damage dealers, no tank, no healer. It's like, come on.
And I play a healer, which is good, but I can't be the only healer on the whole team. And that ends up happening a lot when you don't have a team. So it's kind of hard.
That's pretty much the same way with most, I would assume, most 5 versus 5 coordinated games.
Yeah.
League of Legends is solo queue. League of Legends is very similar where you're kind of just doing your own thing. Counter-Strike's probably a little bit similar if like the bomb guy's going one way and the team's going the other, and he's like, I'm doing my own thing. And you're like, okay, good luck.
Yeah, dude, that's when it's hard. But when we have a full team, it kicks ass. We do so good. Melly's, he's not here, so I can't. But he's probably playing. Oh, he's sleeping or he's playing Overwatch.
Yeah.
But yeah, he plays Overwatch with all of us. Phil, from the shop, one of the artists from our shop, he's always plays Overwatch with us. We got it's an Into the Woods Overwatch crew for the most part, huh?
Yeah, Courtney.
Oh yeah, Courtney. Yeah, Courtney. Yeah, sometimes she plays with us. That's right.
You have PlayStation, Chris?
I do.
All
I
right.
do.
But Courtney was still part of the tattoo world,
right,
though.
all
So
right.
yeah. Okay, so it's a lot of Into the Woods and just tattoo crew.
Do you have a PS5?
I do not. I have the PS4 Pro.
I'm about to get mine this weekend.
Oh, you're gonna get the new one?
Yeah, my buddy got it.
Melly.
He's gonna bring it down for me.
Melly. We're just
There you
talking
go.
about him.
Yeah.
Melly got it.
Yeah, my friends had one for a little bit. That's the thing is this is probably the best time to get it because the games are just now coming out. Like the good games like Horizon Zero Dawn, one of my favorite games of all time.
Yes, you said that.
God of War, I think is
But
still
it's a new Horizon, right?
Yeah, there's a new Horizon Zero Dawn coming out. It's called Horizon Forbidden West. I think it comes out next
It did
month.
come out.
Is it already out?
Because I thought I saw. Or maybe I saw the trailer. I don't know, but I did see what you were talking about. That it was. I thought it did come out because I was like, oh, I got to tell Chris, and I forgot, and now you just reminded me.
Yeah, it looks like somebody said his McCree's new name is Cassidy apparently.
All right. It's still kind of cowboyish
because of lawsuits and whatnot that followed the original guy.
I'll accept it. It is an acceptable name for a cowboy. I mean, it's a little right on the nose, huh?
How many characters are in Overwatch? Like 20, 30?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how many sit across the top. 8?
It's close to 30 now.
Yeah, right. There's 8 across the. I think there's 8 or more across the top. I think there's like 4 rows. So that'd be about 32 approximate. I think they're bringing up. But now Overwatch 2 is supposed to be coming out.
Yeah, at some point in the
Did
next.
you ever watch the games like the Overwatch series? It's not the
Yeah,
World Series. It's
I watched some of the
League.
Overwatch
Yeah,
League, a little bit of the Overwatch League.
I
But
love it, man. I love watching it.
yeah, and I don't watch as much Overwatch League as other stuff, but yeah, definitely any professional competitive games are my thing.
Makes my head spin when I watch. I'm like, damn, they're so good.
That's part of my League of Legends obsession.
I gotta check out League of Legends. I tried Blizzard's version. What the fuck do you call it? Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
It was fun, but once again, I had nobody to play with, so I was just playing by myself with randos, and it's just not fun.
Yeah, I've got some friends that still play Heroes of the Storm, but
I
yeah,
played
it's
Hearthstone for a while.
that's the crazy thing about League of Legends is it's like you're kind of getting into this place where like parents and their kids are now kind of like on the same, like it's been around that long. It's probably been around 10, 12, 13 years. So it's kind of being passed down. So some of these kids that are coming up are crazy. And
League of Legends is Riot Games, right?
Yeah, League of Legends is Riot.
Okay.
Oh, Apollyon said, I love watching the Overwatch League. Seeing how teams are actually supposed to play together is insane. Yeah.
Yes.
And we get good like tips and strategies from watching them.
Yeah, pulling them off is a whole different story, but you know what?
It helps.
Yeah, it definitely helps. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not League players by any means, but
I will say, yeah, I love watching it. You just learn how to play characters better. But you know, I think like even with that, just people fall in love with their main, you know, or one of their alts. It's like we have almost all the Overwatch statues in the living room. I really wish they made a Junkrat statue though. I'm kind of a little irritated about that. But it's the same thing I hope for the Battle Bunnies and then the game. You know, it's like you build these characters, we create these characters, these stories behind them, and then people just fall in love with them. And it's like where you get attached to the one that's yours.
you're going to make some Monty Python fans very happy.
Yes. I just made myself very happy.
And Marvel.
And Marvel fans, yes. Fucking infinite hand grenade.
And whoever gets this one, they'll probably be pretty happy too, because it's going to be pretty rare. So
Yeah.
You've made a couple people happy.
Yes. All right.
The gyms.
I know. I got to work on those individually and build those up and set the highlights and stuff. So like that's more of a process than me just. I didn't forget the gyms.
All right, we'll do 5 more minutes and then.
And Frank's gonna be My back is so hunched over right now, and bunched at this thing. I need. Yeah, I wish I would have gotten to finish it. I guess the torch actually took less time. You know what? I know what. We started late.
Yeah.
We did. We started this event late.
Yeah, we were talking for like an hour, so you kind of got.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get started right away.
Next week, the live is going to be with Jesse. Jesse and Frank are going to do it together. And maybe they'll both be drawing. Who knows? Maybe we get Jesse drawing some live stuff.
Yeah. I know he's working on. He's working on something special for the Battle Bunnies. I don't know if I should have said. It's only a few people here, so you know what? If you fucking hung out with us this long, actually, that shadow does not go there. This is in front of that one. If you hung out with us this long, then you deserve to know that yes, Jesse is doing something pretty cool for the project. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna stick with that, and we're gonna put it in front of this one. Even though originally it was designed behind, I kind of like it going in front and then behind. Balance. Oh, I like it there. Actually, let's move on to this one. I'll go back onto the other one. All right. So I can't, my back can't handle this anymore for tonight. What are we looking at now?
Your eyes.
My eyes.
Your beautiful face and
Should be
purple.
looking at my screen.
Well, there's that too, but we all know everyone's just looking at your face.
Is that as calming as watching me paint?
I mean, if you're making the like actual brushes with your mouth, then I mean, it could be.
Is that what I'm doing? Is that why Christa moved the fucking camera in front of my face?
Well, luckily, like your mouth is just low enough that we can't tell if you're like.
She's trying to be slick.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know how I make my mouth move like the brushes.
Zion said, I recently started following the whole concept of NFTs, and I continually say this collection is one I'm so excited for.
Thank you. You know,
That's what we're talking about, man. Get on the train.
yeah, because we're kind of right there with you. Like Chris and Joey, who unfortunately wasn't here with us today because he's in the amazing Iceland, which, fuck, I mean, shit, you know, as much as I want to be here with everybody, I'd love to actually be doing this from Iceland. But so he'll be back. But yeah, so him and Chris really knew the space a lot better. And funny enough, both of them said, "Oh, Frank should be doing NFTs," and that's how we got here. So it's kind of the space is kind of newer to me and Christa. We knew about them. I've known about crypto, like I've been into crypto for a long time, but I didn't understand NFTs. And really, Chris and Joey have been teaching us so much about the space. So it's relatively new to us too. And creating it, I guess I'm glad you're on this journey with us because that's kind of the whole point. So we're in this together. That's why we want to educate the community as well, because you know we'll all learn about it together and grow together in a project that we could all be a part of and help develop in this space.
That is so crazy of how long you've been into crypto and were like didn't kind of jump on the early side of NFTs because you've been in crypto for Jesus
but a long time,
like 8 years, 9, I mean, like more like anyone that's kind of in crypto a lot more, I would say probably 80% of them have been in for the last 2, 3, maybe 4 years, but you've kind of outstripped some of that even.
Well, I think I didn't get into the NFT space as much because I was focused on that. And it's like, okay, I can't start now. I gotta, start really researching something new. If I'm gonna start putting that kind of money into it, like, it's research. And it's like, you know what, I'm in this space. Let me just stay where I am and continue to grow in this one. But I didn't realize how much I could do and like be a part of this space and really like I didn't have the understanding until you kind of brought it to our attention, Chris, and then right, you too, like I came home all excited about it, explaining it to Christa, and then more and more as we both started kind of understand it together, we just kind of jumped on it and realized, yep, this is the space we need to be in.
Yeah, it was all divine timing too. We wanted to get into it, didn't know how, didn't know anybody that was doing it, so we kind of felt lost with it. And then Chris came, and it was perfect. Joey came, perfect.
Yeah.
We couldn't do this without Chris.
No.
Thanks, guys.
It's a team effort.
It is.
I'm much happier behind the scenes though. So this is hopefully you see more of Frank and Christa in live streams than you see me. But
No, but you know what? I love having you here with us because we're a team, dude. You know, we're a fucking team. That's what we do. You're here with us. We do it together. The stuff that you know that we can't answer, and you know, and vice versa. That's how it comes together. Okay. All right. So I think we're at a good point where I got a lot of the lighting in. I'm happy where the lighting and shit.
Yeah, we'll be posting this on our Instagram stories when it's done. So follow us there, and Discord, you'll be able to see it.
I'm wondering if we should post the final, like you know, there was only the people that
Keep
were
it
here.
secret.
Yeah, because I feel like the people that
Frank
got.
makes the final call, so.
I mean, I get excited and just want to fucking post it and show it to everyone. But I realized, you know what? Everyone wasn't here, and the people that were here got to be part of like this growing and seeing that this is, oh my God, that's going to exist. I want to get it. So that means you got a leg up on all the other people that have no clue this is being done.
Right.
You guys are still awake?
Oh my God, Don. Hey, welcome back.
I mean, geez, I got bedhead already. I'm in my PJs. I
All
just
right.
went up to take a.
No.
I just went to take a piss in the middle of the night, and here I. You guys are still streaming.
No, we're calling.
You're hardcore.
This is the problem. What happens when I start drawing and talking? No, we're gonna call it. All right. Let me see.
Look, I do want to say, and by the way, Chris, I want to just front it out. I did pop in earlier, and like the conversation was going so like the natural conversations that you guys were all having was like. I would have ruined it if I popped back in. So it was like awesome. I think Chris, you're a big part of these conversations. It was awesome. So super cool night, man. I mean, look, from where we started to where we finished at this point to get this, it's great. I think you got to do more of these, even more frequently, but more so. If you're drawing anyway, just go live and just show people and tell people what you're doing, man. Because people really enjoyed awesome. This stuff, and they really enjoyed Chris as well, right?
Yes.
And so
you know what, though, John, I'm gonna say, if we're not like now we're on video doing this with Chris, but I think almost every night or every other night we kind of do this with Chris on the phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So we'll definitely start going live more.
Yeah, because we just hang out. A lot of times we're just talking and bullshitting about the project. We're just on the phone, the three of us, and we could be, you know, either while we're drawing or it could be at the late at night like this, and we're just sitting in front of the TV winding down, and we're still talking on bullshitting and hanging out on the phone talking about the project.
Supernatural conversations, but it's good. But that's what this whole community is going to be, dude. Literally, like these are like-minded people that can hang out, have these awesome conversations, and do cool shit with people. And that's the core of this whole thing. So I think you got to do more of these. I think you definitely got to do some more drawings, and I think you'll the insights that you were giving on these things. You got to go live more. And Chris, you've got to be a part of these too, man. You're not a behind the scenes guy, man. This was awesome.
That's what I said.
I mean,
you know what?
We'll see. Only small chunks.
Apollyon agrees and says the same thing, Chris. Oh, he put it up beautiful. Thank you.
Do it in small chunks.
So yeah, but honestly, John, I'm down to do this. Like, so my plan is we're gonna do this once a week now to get this rolling, get this project launched, because I know we have a lot to get down to in the month before launch. We got about a month left. But then I already started working on the next drop and what's happening. So we'll have a lot more time, and I would be happy to just jump on anytime. So if we could get it set up where I could just go live anytime I'm sitting down and drawing, I would absolutely do that. Even though I sit here by myself and then people decide to jump in and join and just watch me, it's fine, you know?
It's
I would love
legit.
just so I can keep a record of it.
You guys mentioned Bob Ross like 10 times, but it's legit. I mean, this is Bob Ross next level. So Bob Ross is the pixelated stuff. This stuff is amazing, and I was watching, tilting my head. Other people were doing it. You got to do more of these things, man. So great stuff. Great job, Chris. Great job, Christa. And got to do more. I'm telling you.
We will. So I guess let's say goodnight. Look, man, you got fans, Chris. Dude, you got fans in the chat. Damn.
Any parting words, Chris? We'll leave you the final word.
I mean, I love this item. So I'm a huge fan of this Infinity Holy Hand Grenade.
I want it.
Yeah, I just hope I get it. I just hope I get it so I don't have to buy it. Is my closing thought.
Yeah. It's the lottery, man. Buy 10 of these things and hopefully you get this
Wait till
one.
it's done painted and gets all the gems are all shiny and glowy and shit. Oh, I got plans, bro.
This is history. This night was history of this thing popping up, and who knows what this character will evolve into, and who the owner will get to depict the story. So history was made tonight. Just one part of it, one part of 5,000 other pieces of history that will all combine together. So great stuff,
Absolutely.
man.
And dude, you were fantastic tonight too. Thank you for all of this, and thank you for just. I swear, it just felt like this natural podcast. We're sitting here and talking.
Yeah.
and-
We'll do more. We'll do it better. I'm super brain fried, but happy to help and get this thing out there. Genuinely excited about it, but also learning from Chris and about the project and all that stuff. Obviously, cool too seeing Jesse come in here. He's no joke, and understanding that the worlds that there may be interconnected worlds at some point just makes this thing even more exciting going on.
Yep. So we're excited, man. We got plenty more to come. And so thank you guys for sticking around this whole time. And we'll be back next week doing this again. And just we're in the Discord all the time. So if you want to talk about the project, just come and hang out in our Discord.
All right. We'll end it at that. We'll see you guys.
Yep. Thank you, John. You got to get back to
Bye,
bed.
everybody.
Everybody have a great night.
Going